This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Cases of COVID spike in Bimini, new clusters linked to a resort. But the tourism minister says there will be outbreaks from time to time. Public Works Minister Bannister says he'll meet with the union at BPL defending the CEO. And the government unlikely to meet several key election recommendations from the OAS. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of the new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we'll get a preview of the upcoming Jeff Rogers basketball camp. And then later in Morning Blend Business, we are talking about Family Island airports and the push towards PPPs, public-private partnerships, to get these up and running the way they should be. We'll get details about that this morning. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping at the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Minister of Health, Robert Wells, says that a team from the Ministry of Health has been dispatched to Bimini to investigate a recent spike in COVID cases on that island. On Sunday, the Ministry of Health reported 43 new cases. 11 of those were on Bimini and Cat Key. 6 new cases were reported on Bimini and Cat Key on Monday as well. The ministry says that the new cases reported indicate evidence of clustering linked to a local resort. That resort has not been identified, though. That spike reported days after Resorts World Bimini implemented a policy that requires employees who travel to another island to quarantine for 72 hours and test negative for COVID-19 before returning to work. Resorts World did not respond to inquiries about the reported spike. However, David Winslow, the resort's Vice President of Human Resources, telling the National Guardian, quote, Resorts World takes the battle against the COVID-19 pandemic very seriously. Although progress has been made in reducing the spread of the disease, it is far from over. Now is not the time to let our guard down. Meanwhile, Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar downplaying the incident, saying that there will be breakouts from time to time. The Ministry of Health reported, of course, as we said, these new cases this week. De Aguilar says things are under control, though. He says most people have done an excellent job of reopening. We've done an excellent job of reopening the economy and getting Bahamians back to work, and that these numbers are relatively small. In other news, workers at the New Providence Ecology Park discovering the decomposing body of a man at the site. Police say they are labeling this a suspicious death. Police say the body was found in a well yesterday, shortly before 3 p.m. We're told a well was dug by employees at the park to aid in fighting fires. The victim, whose body's been decomposing for more than 24 hours, appeared to be in his late 30s or 40s. Police are asking for anyone with a missing relative to come forward. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Works Desmond Bannister says that he plans to meet with the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union and the management at BPL following a demonstration by the union. He says that he has spoken with the BEWU President Kyle Wilson, whose union held that demonstration outside BPL headquarters on Monday. Among other issues, Wilson called on the government to remove BPL CEO Whitney Hastie, but Bannister says Hastie has brought innovation to the corporation. And with the next general election slated for 2022, several key recommendations made by the Organization for American States, the OAS, following the 2017 election will not likely be met by then. An OAS electoral observation mission made a number of recommendations to improve the process, including the introduction of political finance legislation. In 2012, the OAS recommended that the country continue adopting a legal framework on financing of political parties and campaigns, including rules that limit campaign spending and prohibit anonymous and foreign contributions, mechanisms to oversee the money moving in and out of campaigns, and greater disclosure of information on the use of campaign funds. The mission noted that there was no action in this regard. While on the campaign trail in 2017, FNM leader Dr. Hubert Minnis promised that if elected, his government would bring legislation to regulate campaign financing. Since assuming office, the administration has promised that the legislation will be implemented. During the 2021-2022 budget debate, Minnis was asked if campaign finance legislation would be brought to Parliament before the next election. He said, quote, "We had drafted a bill and there were still lots of concerns and debate moving back and forth. It's still in its drafted form." Overseas, Africa has recorded over 5.3 million cases of COVID-19 and is experiencing the worst of a wave driven by more contagious and deadlier variants. The continent recorded a 39% increase in new cases in the week from June 14th through 20th, with homesteads spaced far apart, few visitors, and rare public gatherings. Rural areas appeared so insulated that they drew some people from cities to escape both infection and economic hardship. But that is adding to the problem. The Delta variant that has devastated India has been detected in at least 14 African countries, including Congo, Mozambique, Namibia, Uganda, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, and not just in the cities. In Zimbabwe, 3 of the 4 districts under strict lockdown and declared as epicenters of the outbreak are in the predominantly rural western provinces, which recorded over half of the 801 cases reported last week. Other hotspots are largely rural at first for the country. The virus can also spread at funerals when city dwellers return to visit rural relatives. Rural areas are ill-equipped to deal with the surge, and urban health centers are under strain in treating an increasing number of people from the countryside. Zimbabwe's major referral hospital in Harare is prioritizing beds for COVID-19 patients. In sports, a major showdown for track set for Monaco. The meeting Hercules EBS Wanda Diamond League event in Monaco has always been one of those prestigious athletic competitions when some of the world's top stars meet in one place to go up against each other. This year appears to be no different, as a number of global champions and medalists have confirmed their participation for the July 9th meet taking place in Monaco. The women's 200 meters in particular shaping up to be looking like an Olympic final, with three of the world's top stars already confirmed: Shawnee Miller-Uibo, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, and Gabrielle Thomas. That's the Bahamas, the Jamaican, and the American national champions, respectively, set to clash at that event. You can read more about this epic showdown in today's Guardian Sports section. And from the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks destroying the Milwaukee Bucks overnight, 110-88, as Giannis Antetokounmpo goes down with an injury. That series now, the Eastern Conference Finals, tied at 2 apiece. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In weather for today, unstable conditions will continue across the area while high pressure maintains a moderate to fresh wind flow over the islands today. Boaters and residents should be alert for waterspout activity. Tornadoes as well are likely. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents at east and south coast beaches. And localized flooding is also possible during heavy and or prolonged rainfall events. Residents are still being advised to remain hydrated due to triple-digit heat indices. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, look for partly to mostly cloudy and hot conditions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Some showers may be heavy, and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. Small craft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas in or near heavy showers or thunderstorms. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, but gusty at times, seas 2 to 4 feet higher in gusts. For the southeast Bahamas today, partly mostly sunny, hot and breezy with a chance of a few passing showers or an isolated thunderstorm. Mostly fair and breezy with possible isolated showers tonight. Small craft caution remains in effect. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet. Temperature-wise right now in Nassau, 81. Cloudy skies, 77 in Freeport, rain in some parts of Grand Bahama. We are looking at highs getting to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but the heat index up to 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 74 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and look at the tropics coming up after traffic in just a bit. You're listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Stay a step ahead of technology with certainty and support from Custom Computers. Our know-how team is here to help you zero in on your next big tech purchase, finding solutions that take your productivity to the next level using only the best and most reliable brands. With 4 stores all across Nassau on East Bay, West Bay, Old Fort Bay, and Palmdale, there's no stopping you from stepping up your tech. Reach out to us at 396-1100. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Chester Robards. Good morning, Chester Robards.
Good morning.
Hope you're doing well.
Doing good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
It's the first time you've been here since your birthday over the weekend.
Yeah.
Happy birthday
Thank
again.
you.
Happy. Hope you had a great time.
I did.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful. Good stuff. You got to celebrate it because some of us have birthdays and have not been able to do anything 2 times now
So
since
that happens
the
when
pandemic.
your birthday lands in the middle of the week. I was one of those fortunate Saturday birthday people.
And early enough in the year that the country's always in a state
Really?
of...
Is it always?
Well, last year it was completely...
Yeah.
And then this year, well, as you said, middle of the week you couldn't do much and earlier curfews. But good for you. Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Hate him, man. You're hating.
Right. Glad you had a good time. All right. So we have a lot to talk about this morning. You can join the conversation as well. Tweet us at morningblend969 or facebook.com/morningblend969. Email us morningblend@nasgar.com. Or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 4224796. Standard text rate supply. Coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. And in our 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking with Jeff Rogers about his basketball camp annual. I think it's many, many years now, almost as old as you, Chester. I think.
Okay.
I think so,
Sure,
yeah.
maybe.
We're going to get some details about what we can expect this year. And then in Morning Blend Business, we are talking about Family Island airports. We know a lot of them need a lot of work and the PPPs that are being set up to help these finally enter the 21st century.
Sure.
I mean, what are they really? Just a shed with an airstrip? Most of them?
They look like Grammy Old House, some of them.
They wish. They wish. But anyway, we're going to talk about the way forward today. That's coming up. But right now, let's get into what else is in the news. And in the news, let me tell you something. Something is very wrong with me, clearly. I saw this story, and I got very excited because of the headline, right? And I'm thinking, oh, wow, yes, finally. The headline in the NASA Guardian today on page 3, government to overhaul Senate, DPM says. I'm like, oh, finally, that useless upper chamber. We're finally going to... And then I read, it's the building.
Why would you think that would happen?
I don't know. Something is wrong with me. Why would I think that anyone was going to try to fix something that needs to be fixed?
They are.
Yeah, the fixing a building.
In the building.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, boy. One day, I'll probably be 100 or long gone.
We pray so. Oh, you said you'll be 100?
Yeah, or long gone. But when they finally decide to, it's time to address.
God
these
bless
matters.
you with long life so you can
Thank
see
you.
it.
Well, let's hope so. Thank you. But hopefully those things will happen while I'm still youngish. You know. But yeah. So let's talk about this quickly, and then we'll get to the Bimini issue here. But along the lines of overhauling things that need to be overhauled, the government unlikely to meet several key election recommendations from the OAS. Our Rachel Scott writing about this. With the next general election slated for 2022, several key recommendations made by the OAS, the Organization for American States, following the 2017 election will likely not be met by then. And these are things that politicians here promised they would deal with and have been promising for a long time, actually. Right? So an OAS electoral observation mission made a number of recommendations to improve the process, including the introduction of political finance legislation. So, it's not just foreigners telling us to do this. We have been talking about that for a long time. Many Bahamians have recognized that that's very important and that people have been essentially buying elections.
Yep.
Well, yes, using their money to have a greater influence, not anything as sinister as like paying off people. You know what I mean? But although some might say that's what it is. You get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whoever has the most money will win the election.
Yeah, so they say.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because
That's sinister enough.
it is. It is as well. But yeah, it could be worse. But hey. All right. So now in 2012, the OAS recommended that the Bahamas consider adopting a legal framework on the financing of political parties and campaigns, including rules that limit campaign spending and prohibit anonymous and foreign contributions and mechanisms to oversee the money moving in and out of campaigns, and greater disclosure of information on the use of campaign funds. The mission noted that there was no action in this regard. In order to guarantee a more level playing field and transparency in the electoral process, the mission urges the Bahamas once more to consider introducing legislation to regulate political campaign financing. Now, as you will recall likely, that while on the campaign trail, got a lot of these promises. Then FNM leader Dr. Minnis in 2017 promised that if elected, his government would bring legislation to regulate campaign financing. Since assuming office, we keep getting the promises. The Minnis administration has promised that the legislation will be implemented. During the budget debate, just this recent budget debate, Minnis was asked if campaign finance legislation would be brought to Parliament before the next election. He responded, quote, "We had drafted a bill, and there were still lots of concerns, and debate moving back and forth is still in its drafted form. There were concerns about what had been drafted. As soon as that is completed, it will be brought forward." However, with the election due in months and the House of Assembly on a break until September 22nd, some observers are skeptical. Minister of National Security Marvin Dames, who has ministerial responsibility for elections, assured that campaign finance remains a priority, telling the Nassau Guardian in an interview yesterday, quote, "Yes, of course, it's on our agenda. You know, a government comes in with a legislative agenda, and it is your hope that you can accomplish the agenda in full. But there are any number of variables impacting that." After having said that, the Prime Minister would have indicated at every opportunity that we are committed towards election finance reform. Ours is the government that spoke to it. The Office of the Attorney General has created drafts that are being reviewed, so we're fully committed to that. Ours is a government of transparency. There's no doubt about it. Okay. So there are other recommendations. The OAS recommended the issue of biometric voters cards. Said that electoral procedures in the Bahamas are currently developed in a largely manual fashion, including the registration process and the issuance of the voters card, a key requirement in establishing the eligibility of individuals to vote. Ensuring efficient and precise voter identification and registration is the cornerstone of any credible election. The EOM recommends that the Bahamas consider modernizing its processes by digitizing registration procedures and moving towards the use of biometric voters cards, which include citizens' personal data, photo, the administrative information required for voting, and enhanced security features. These steps will allow authorities to improve efficiency and security and reduce the level of human error. All right, now I would think that with what are you calling it? A permanent voter register, that should be very easy, that we don't have to keep going back to get those paper cards and forgetting which color is the one that you're supposed to use now. That should be an easy thing, right? You just get a regular credit card size voter's card that you can keep with your other cards, with your wallet, the NIB card, and it should be the simplest thing in the
You want
world.
them to do that now?
Well, if not now, when?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. Right.
Then that's not going to happen.
Okay. Boy. Okay, so this is just like what happened earlier when I saw that headline, right? This is another disappointment thing.
Well, no. They're just suggesting it. Clearly,
But they didn't just suggest this.
lots
This was
of things that
suggested
they're
a while
suggesting-
ago.
Lots of things they're suggesting hasn't happened. So.
Well, there's lots of things that everybody suggested.
Exactly.
Okay, but that one seems
Reachable.
very
Today?
easy. You could start that next month and be finished. I don't.
Didn't we have smart NIB cards that didn't really do anything smart?
Right, we were told they were smart.
Oh yeah, we did.
Well, they were smarter than the old ones.
Smarter looking at, if you look smart.
The other one, it could blow away.
Yeah.
So this one is a lot smarter, but still pretty.
No, the new generation's supposed to be smarter, not the old generation of the smart. Yeah.
Sure. Well, okay. So with the Parliament passing the permanent voter register in a bid to eliminate long lines and crowds for voter registration, the legislation also enables the issuance of biometric voters' cards in the place of traditional paper voters' cards and counterfoils. However, Minister Dame says the Bahamas is unlikely to see the use of biometric identification cards before the next election.
There's the answer.
He said, quote, will it happen between now and the next general election? I don't foresee that. It's simply because the elections will have to be held by May of 2022. What's the big deal? How hard? Is it going to take that long?
Hello. Doesn't that speak
Unless
to,
the election is...
Doesn't that speak to... that speaks to several things.
It tells
right?
you a lot. Okay.
So, but he still is saying that by May it couldn't happen.
Right. Well, of course, since the election would have already taken place. But, he goes on to say, quote, I don't see that as giving us sufficient time to do it and ensure that the system works before it is rolled out. So that in itself is a process, and we don't want to confuse or complicate the voting process.
Because the system doesn't exist. There's no turnkey package, right?
Not one that they're aware of, apparently.
It's not happening anywhere else in the world.
I mean, you could really have this done by... This is June still?
They haven't built the
it's
machines.
July. By September 1st, you could have.
The machines don't exist for the Bahamas. That's what the problem
insanity.
is. That's what that's what it is.
Anyway.
No, too much red tape. Oh, no money. That's what it is.
He says, quote, but we promised it, and we are on the road to seeing it happen. Yeah, it's a long road. It's the I-95. Anyway, he goes on, quote,
And they're in Key West.
and this all the way up in New York or Maine.
Good Lord.
Oh, boy. Anyway, we don't have a fixed date, but one thing I can assure you is that the laws have been amended to now accommodate that, yay. And so we have taken the appropriate steps to ensure that the laws have been amended to accommodate those changes. And so we're certainly moving in that direction. All right. Dames also said that work is being done to address issues encountered with the advance poll in 2017 elections. Leading up to the 2012 election, there was controversy over the state of the voter register. Hundreds of discrepancies were found before the register was certified, including the duplication of names and incorrectly recorded birth dates. Chaos ensued weeks later at the advance poll, which saw a number of people unable to vote because their names were not on the register. In response to those issues, the OAS recommended that efforts be made to identify, analyze, and resolve the issues that created difficulties in the advance and overseas polls. Dames, though, did not provide any specific steps being taken to ensure the problem does not repeat itself again. Repeat itself, okay. Other recommendations among the OAS's other recommendations were that women should make up a greater number of candidates representing major political parties. Now, how they get in this? Okay. So, should they? Anyway, what is that? How? Okay, OAS. I want to say slow your roll, but how does that come? Where do you get the people? Anyway, the F&M has ratified 35 candidates for the upcoming election, 6 of whom are women. The PLP has ratified all 39, 7 of whom are women. Okay, we all want, not we all, but many of us want that, but it just can't be because international bodies recommended it, right? That we need candidates who really, really have a heart for what they're going to be doing, who understand what they're going to be doing, who really want to do it, not just tokens. Right? This is why we have many of the issues we have now, because people were put there to make up numbers. So
what's wrong with the recommendation?
Okay. Well, again, what's stopping that from happening naturally?
Clearly, it just doesn't happen naturally here.
There's a reason. We need to get to the heart of that. What's that all about? I think perhaps women see it more clearly than other people that this is often foolishness.
Yeah.
And they have no time or little time for the foolishness. The foolishness that goes on, the clownishness that goes on. But anyway, let's hear what you have to say about all this, folks. What do you make of that? More of the same. 323-6232. 325-4316. Those are the working numbers this morning. And you can also tweet us, text us at 4224796 and Facebook us as well. Okay, you're about to say something.
I'm just thinking, I mean, you have to have the will to change these things.
Yes.
And they don't need to be changed one by one. They need to be changed in a bundle. Fix everything one time and call it a day.
Yeah?
And don't...
That people can't handle that, apparently.
Please.
Seems like that's a
Doesn't
problem.
matter what people can handle. Just get it done.
You would think. Right? The bitter pill, swallow it now, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Instead of a little piece here, a little piece there, a little piece there.
How long are we going to be sick and tired of people feeding us foolishness? Like, oh, we can't get it done in time and that kind of stuff, right? I mean, the models are everywhere in the world. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they work already. We're not starting anything new. It's the will. It's just the will. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And the will is in there.
Yeah. It's amazing how certain things are so difficult and other things they have no issue just ramming that down your throat.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, boy. Okay, let's hear what you have to say, folks. Good morning, caller. You're on Morning Blend.
Morning Blend, the Organization of American States, always suggesting to us, it's sort of like around and around. Every election cycle come around, there are these, like I said again, people outside of us attempting to tell us what to do. And in this case, they're right.
Yes.
But I don't think any government, I mean, you look at the past governments we had, I'm really too concerned about this because this would expose them and really show them how weak they are and not able to actually generate funds themselves, of course, generate jobs for the persons that they're claiming that they want to represent, because they just sell us out to someone who can give them the most money. So when they win, who's in control? Someone who can swing the position. And that's basically what's been happening all the time. So I suggest we fire both of them just for that.
Yeah. And then what?
Well, look, at least we get rid of that. You must understand what you need to do sometimes in life. Don't be afraid to walk ahead, straight ahead, even though it may be dark. Just listen instead a little bit more if you're in the dark. But let's just get rid of this. And I'm sure some light will be shining because, see, this is covering the light.
Okay.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Interesting. All right, let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Oh, godly days, this is talking voice along with you and Chester, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
All right. Hey, Chester, a belated godly birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the government, right, gets money from international people, right? Diplomatically, right?
But what?
Money to sponsor their campaign.
Yeah?
Do they not?
Do they?
According to the information which I've gotten from Guardian Radio.
Really now?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
But my point is,
Okay.
if they're allowed to get
We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. We don't know where the money comes from. That's what the issue has been all along. People speculate. People believe that. People believe all kinds of crazy things. But we don't know. You sure you got that the information from Guardian Radio? Okay, but go on.
Okay. Okay, so let's say it is alleged that they get money, right? Now, they get money from people to sponsor the election, right? Both governments, right? And the thing is, if they come around your house and you say, well, such and such a case, I want this in my pocket, they're allowed to lock you up. That's not right. My other question to you is, right, before I make my other comment, when it comes to India and Africa, are they a part of the League of Nations?
There's no such thing. You mean there's no such thing? You mean the United Nations?
The United Nations.
Yes, of course.
Well, tell me something. Why do you think they're allowed to be suffering in the manner in which they're suffering when it comes to the COVID-19? So many people are dying and getting disease.
They have a lot of the issues that we have here, right? I mean, they have huge populations. Well, unlike here, they have huge populations and lots of misinformation, a lot of myths, a lot of rumors about stuff, and the rural communities don't have the information, right?
So there's poor population,
right? Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff. There's people here who died who didn't need to die as well, not in the numbers they're seeing in India and parts of Africa, but it's been challenging. The U.S. has the same issue in rural areas, right? Yeah. So they've been complaining about that too, unvaccinated groups, and they're seeing the clusters of COVID outbreaks in those same type communities. So it's been challenging all over. If the world bodies and the big superpowers could do more to help them, I guess, if that's what you're asking. Yeah,
they could.
Perhaps. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning to both of you, C.L. and Johnson.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yeah, just on the money issue, just to let you know, in December, I think of 2019, the bill that made the NGOs and the churches responsible for financing, it was passed in the House and was sent up to the Senate, and both the leader of opposition business in the Senate recognized that it captured the political parties, and he made the leader of government business made available of it, and that bill was put into committee or killed right then and there and sent back to eliminate the capture of political parties being held responsible for being able to tell us the money. That just happened right in plain sight. But on the whole thing of digitizing the role, this recommendation was made by many of us for over a decade now.
Yep.
Considering that the election isn't constitutionally due until between May 23rd and August 23rd of next year, there's more than sufficient time for us to digitize to have this digitized. This isn't rocket science. You have the main thing they use is the passport for identification. They're supposed to have all of these files on available. This is less than 200,000 individuals, and essentially, it's just a matter of issuing identification. Imagine if the voters' roll was not made permanent. Wouldn't people be continuously being registered, and then they would have to go in to pick up their cards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, isn't just doing it digitally this time the same thing? And so the mere fact is that they don't want it digitization, because digitization brings in the level of accountability. Because what happens is you must also make an ID law to accommodate the voters roll, but it then moves towards identifying something that Mr. Fred Smith always brings up, is that only the emergency orders making a demand of us to have ID, but we don't have a law in the Bahamas that makes a digital national ID. And so all of these becomes correcting factors that ends corruption, because, it keeps evolving. And so what it does is, no matter at any expense, our governments have done whatever they can to slow down the digitization process. You get a government almost on every newscast, digitization, innovation, and we have the complete digitization committee. We should call the minister, Mr. Crazy Thompson, Senator Crazy Thompson, Honorable Senator Crazy Thompson. We should call him, pick up the phone, I'll send you his number, and ask him to explain to you in details why this cannot be accomplished before the next election.
Yeah.
Okay, just plain and simple. Just get him in his full thing. Don't just say, you're talking to Marvin Deems and all these other people. With all due respect, he doesn't know technology. But just call the minister who's responsible for digitizing the entire Bahamas and ask him. Don't ask him, can it be done?
Mm-hmm.
Say, please give us 5 minutes and tell us why it can't be done by the next election.
My goodness.
Thank you so much.
You know what the answer will be. Or that will be. Anyway, we agree with you. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That is a terrible excuse. Somebody says here as a text, they might as well blame Dorian and COVID-19 for this too, for them not fulfilling this. Well, it may come to that. It may come to that. Someone says here, that's absolutely weird. I also believe Vladimir Putin released a statement this morning that he is also committed to transparency and campaign reform. Oh, boy. Well, they all say this. They all say it. Apparently, you've got to say it. Mm-hmm. It's like, like Grace. Got to say that.
Absolutely.
Got to say that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Regarding campaign finance recommendations by the international body in 2012, I need clarification. Does that mean had the former PLP Christie administration implemented, the public might have been made aware of the amount of money conducted? Is that... Oh, okay. Connected, I think you're trying to say. Connected to a name they're calling here. We would have known who, and there would have been limits on how much they could get from such people. Mm-hmm. We would know for sure, like what the previous caller said, how much came from international bodies and international individuals. Although his status, do we know? Is he even, who knows? He might be considered, he might have residency, or what about him? Is he considered a citizen? No, these things go around here. What is he?
Yeah, resident.
Is it just resident?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, they might create new rules for residents and stuff like that. But you're right. Yes. Yeah. This came following the 2017 election, though. Yeah. So that... This one says, I know this is a wasted text, but we want women who know numbers. The men don't know it either, so let's just don't make it about that. This one says here's my take on changing the outdated voting system. An idea without action is worthless. How long has the U.S. been using the electronic voting system? It's different. That's very different. It's not the same thing. We'll get back to that in a second. Anyway, what is the Bahamas waiting for? In that area, we're still operating in bedrock like the Flintstones. When are we going to get to the level of the Jetsons? Well, hey, we have fewer issues when it comes to voting than the U.S. does, right? The actual voting process, you don't have as many complaints as the Americans do. So they're right. So some of their issues they're very different. Yeah. And the electronic voting system is not what we're talking about here. They're talking about biometric voter card system, right, as opposed to the voter card that you had that could, if you don't laminate it, could get wet in the rain and just disintegrate. Right. Right? This is not...
Which happened to mine.
It did it?
Yeah.
Right. One, I had to go to the bank that was requiring me to bring the voter's card. And I pulled out the yellow voter's card or something. And they go, no, you need the purple vote. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Let me see where I put that one. So all these crazy things.
My photo got stuck to something else, and I pulled it off, and my face is distorted, so I don't know if they'd even accept that.
You should walk in with your face looking like that.
That's
like,
true.
Put on some makeup.
I
look just like this one. Yeah. And what could they say? Oh boy. But yeah, the issues all around. But this is we don't know why we have these card. They have to use a guillotine to cut up, right?
Yeah,
and to stick
And
that with crazy glue. Is it crazy glue? What do they do?
I don't know. What
Glue stick.
And you got to bring a photo and all that, right? Or do they take
Do
a
we
picture?
bring? No, they take.
No, they
that's
take
the
a
one
picture.
thing they do.
Yeah,
they
one
take a
thing,
photo,
yeah.
and then they handwrite all the
Right.
information.
You got to hope they spell your name right.
Wow. Anyway, and now permanent. So we're gonna be stuck with that one, that purple one, for at least the next couple of years.
Into 2020 something. Wow.
Hopefully they'll get it together before the next election. Right?
I agree.
They have enough time on this long road.
We are in the age of the Jetsons and still living in Bedrock. They're right.
The people in Bedrock would laugh at us.
That's
actually.
true. You're right.
Are you all seriously still doing this? I was going to say something crazy, just like, but do away with this? No, anyway. This is Morning...
That's kind of crazy. That's pretty
you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Chester. Well, this is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio. Stay with
I'll
us.
support that.
Yeah, thank you.
Dancing every hour. Oh yeah, you've got a higher power, and she really someone I wanna know. This boy is electric. This boy is electric, and you're sparkling like the universe connected. And I'm buzzing. Night after night after night, this joy is electric. This joy is electric and you're circuiting through. So
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says they're not going to stop searching for the missing in the condo building collapse. He describes himself as an old Navy guy and says when somebody's missing in action in the military, you're missing until you're found. We don't stop the search. 149 people are missing. 12 others are known dead. Possible bad weather ahead could complicate things for rescue crews. Here's our Julie Walker.
More than 200 rescuers at a time work the site. Intermittent bad weather already causing temporary delays in the search. Kevin Guthrie with the Florida Division of Emergency Management said yesterday the federal government is sending help.
We're going to bring in another team. We want to rotate those out so that we can get some resources back in case we may be dealing with some type of tropical cyclone.
Those resources include Miami-Dade Fire Rescue along with every Florida Urban Search and Rescue Task Force. Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett.
Nobody's giving up hope here.
I'm Julie Walker.
The heat is miserable in parts of the West. Here's our Tim McGuire.
Seattle and Portland endured temperatures well above 100 through the past weekend and Monday before the air mass moved further inland Tuesday. Like most people in the region, Greta England scrambled to find an air conditioner for her Seattle apartment.
We went to Home Depot, we went to Target, we went to Lowe's. Everywhere we went, it was sold out. So we only had one little box fan in our apartment, and it was way too hot.
Spokane, Washington hit 109 degrees Tuesday, its highest temperature ever. I'm Tim McGuire.
It's sweltering in parts of the Northeast, too, including Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. President Biden reportedly is set to temporarily raise pay for federal firefighters, so no one fighting wildland fires is making less than $15 an hour. It's shaping up to be a fierce fire season in western states. This is AP News. There's a divide over a possible new investigation into the January attack on the U.S. Capitol building.
The House is expected to vote today on creating a select committee to investigate the deadly January attack on the U.S. Capitol, but Republicans are expected to vote no. House Minority Whip Steve Scalise sent a memo to House Republicans, encouraging them to vote against the formation of a select committee to learn more about what was behind the deadly Capitol incursion in January. Scalise warned lawmakers a 13-member panel selected by Speaker Nancy Pelosi is likely to pursue a partisan agenda, which could include criticism of former President Trump. The House passed a bill in May to create a bipartisan commission, but that was blocked by Republicans in the Senate. Some police officers who survived the January attack are pressuring House GOP leaders to take the investigation seriously. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
And I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
7:38, time for your first look at traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. In your real-time traffic, as usual, Smile Butler Highway, heavy traffic in the northbound lanes from Fire Trail up to Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway. Gladstone Road also busy for you, northbound to JFK Drive. Elsewhere, not looking so bad at this hour. We've got a bit of traffic on Blue Hill Road northbound, north of Soldier Road as usual, as you get over that hill, heading towards Independence Drive, and then near the junction with Carmichael Road. You're going to be seeing that there. And further down as you are near St. Vincent Road. That's mainly the northbound lanes this morning. Elsewhere, manageable so far this morning. Enjoy your commute. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. And at 7:39, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Rev Cable Bahamas. We've got unstable conditions that will persist across the area, while high pressure maintains a moderate to fresh wind flow over the islands today. Some special warnings for boaters and residents to be alert for possible waterspout or tornado activity. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents at east and south coast beaches, and localized flooding is possible during heavy and or prolonged rainfall events today. Residents still being urged to exercise real caution and remain hydrated due to triple-digit heat indices. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, look for partly to mostly cloudy and hot conditions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Again, some showers may be heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. For the southeast Bahamas, partly to mostly sunny, hot and breezy with a chance of a few passing showers or an isolated thunderstorm. Mostly fair and breezy with possible isolated showers tonight. Small craft caution in effect for the southeast Bahamas. Small craft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas in or near heavy showers or thunderstorms in the northwest and central islands. High temperatures today getting up to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 74 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, lingering moisture will keep rain chances elevated, while building high pressure will maintain breezy to windy conditions across the country over the next few days. So for tomorrow, Thursday, mostly cloudy and a bit breezy with widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Friday, mostly cloudy to overcast with widespread showers and thunderstorms, some becoming heavy to severe at times. In the tropics, we've got two areas of concern. A broad area of low pressure located midway between the west coast of Africa and the Windward Islands, showing signs of organization now. A tropical depression could form during the next several days as it moves west-northwestwards. Interest in the Windward and Leeward Islands, along with even the Bahamas, should closely monitor this system. The system has about a 70% chance for tropical cyclone formation through the next 5 days. That's the system we've been talking about for a few days now, so keep that in mind. Meanwhile, disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with the tropical wave located a few hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles is showing a low chance of development, potential for development, about a 10% chance through the next 5 days. So that's what's happening in the tropics. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Rev Cable Bahamas. Rev, you and us together.
Digital banking, online, RBC. RBC banking, online, pay your bills anytime.
RBC Digital Banking is so easy. Granny and Granddad can do it. Sign up for online banking or download the RBC Caribbean app.
With RBC, it's safe and easy. Send your money hassle-free. RBC.
Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/bank at home. RBC Royal Bank. Banking reimagined.
Technology serves to make our lives better, so why not your business too? At Custom Computers, we've been maintaining our knowledge and relationships with top tech companies since 1987 and carry only the most trusted brands like Apple, Microsoft, HP, and more. No company has helped more businesses build reliable IT systems than Custom Computers. You name it, we've done it. Call 396-1101 to talk to any of our business experts. Find trust in your tech. Count on Custom Computers.
There's only one way to have a better morning. How? Start your mornings the best way with our 2 for $6 breakfast sandwiches at Wendy's. For a limited time, choose any 2 of your favorite breakfast sandwiches, including the fresh Strachan sack muffin, honey buttermilk chicken biscuit, double sausage muffin, or the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Wash it all down with our cold brew shake or coffee. Better mornings always start at Wendy's. Wendy's, different inside and out. Excludes airport locations. Are you ready for effortless hurricane protection? Then you need to get to know LA Impact Windows and Doors. Forget the plywood and get the lowest and affordable prices on hurricane windows and doors for all your residential and commercial projects. You can feel safe and secure with LA Impact Windows and Doors. Located in the Southland Shopping Center, East Street South. LA Impact Windows and Doors. Impacting your views. Call 322-3667 or 829-7822.
Postpaid with the Live just got better. Say hello to more with our new Liberty Prime plan. 800 text and talk minutes and 15 gigabytes of data to do the things you love right here at home and even when you travel. With the all-new Liberty Prime, Liberty More, Liberty Premium, and Liberty Elite, you're good at home and good to roam. Roam again. Alive. Believe in best. Believe in best.
Travel less, but vacation more by indulging yourself and your family with the ultimate staycation getaway at Atlantis. Sleep in, relax, play, go out. Say yes to a fantastic staycation in your very own paradise just over the bridge. For reservations, call 363-6483 or visit Atlantis Local on Facebook for details.
Let's face it, in an increasingly competitive market, your business needs a competitive edge. That means offering your employees the benefits they want. Give them the benefit of retiring their way with the RF Multi-Employer Pension Plan. Choose from some of the best performing investment funds in the market while taking advantage of low administrative costs and professional management. Whether you're a team of 2 or 2,000, our pension specialists can design a plan for you. Contact us at pensions@rfgroup.com to learn more about the RF Multi-Employer Pension Plan. RF, money at work.
The Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp is back. That's right, it's time for the 33rd annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 5th through July 30th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. daily for boys and girls ages 5 to 18 years at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex Sports Center. Registration forms available at the Seventh-day Adventist office, Tony Williams Darling Highway, and at jeffrogersbasketballcamp.com. Call 818-4509 for more details. It's the 33rd annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp, July 5th through July 30th.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
All right. Yes, I. Serious is back one more time. Live and direct. This one is called Come Go With Me. Back to Bimini, y'all. Listen and watch it. Do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one. I knew I had to take you home. Been to Ilusha, been to Inagua, been to Long Island, and Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key. So come go with me, to pay money. Sing it, y'all, come on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Everybody. Move your body, come on. Yo, 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 yeah.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. And we were talking about what's in the news. We were talking about election reforms, campaign finance reform just now. This text came in. We just want to read this one here. They should attach the voter's registration to the NIB Smart Card. I don't know. I could see that becoming problematic. I think, do we?
It's doable. I think it's doable.
You think it is? Yeah. I mean, that's two different departments. It's in theory it sounds good, but I think it could end up being problematic. I think you could. Anyway, I just see it as what's up with two different cards. You have a problem with that? Or you just want one card for everything? One driver's license,
absolutely.
voter's card,
Yeah,
everything, mini passport, all of it in one.
Yeah,
it's a powerful card.
I think why not?
You could attach your bank account information to that.
No,
too.
no.
Oh, why not? Save it. Save all.
No.
Oh, why? What? Save your time.
ID stuff.
ID stuff. Blood type, donor information. That's it. All that. All your references.
I mean,
your transcripts from school, everything on it.
Yeah. Well, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we can do a show on it. We'll find out what would be the issue if you have one super smart card. Everything. I mean, that's as dangerous as your smartphone. Hey, if you lose that, then everything.
That's true.
Right? Same type thing.
Lose your wallet, same thing.
How about you put everything on your phone, your smartphone then?
Everything's already on there.
Yeah, well, okay, well then, same thing.
It's funny, just, I don't know, it might be a little off topic, but if you realize how many places you have your credit card information saved to automatically renew stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that is very scary.
Yeah, it's everywhere. If you think about it.
Lord. Everywhere but here. But yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Online.
Can you do that here? Well, yes, I have.
One.
We've done that with my
telephone.
Yes, my phone. Yeah. Right, it automatically. Yes.
Oh, and Craven.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. This came in. Okay, I'll do this one time because if you start this, then it'll be 3 hours of birthday wishes. So we could just say happy birthday to everybody who celebrates birthday today, no? But anyway, Dwight, please send a special happy birthday greeting to Kendall Taylor from the crew at the cruise ship port. Thanks so much. Okay, happy birthday, Kendall Taylor. And to everybody. Everybody.
Birthday.
Huh?
It's going to be a show of happy birthday.
Right, no, they'll be, what about my body?
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday to everybody today and for all of July coming. Yes. Okay. This one says here, not every NIB holder is a Bahamian citizen. Best to have a separate digital card. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what you're thinking.
That's what I said to you off here, right? Because I think this could end up somebody accidentally, in quotation marks, inserting some information that made it look like you could vote, and then you weren't supposed to. And I think it's best if another department handles that.
I think technology could take care of that, but you're talking about complete fraud.
Hey, man, that doesn't happen.
I'm not talking about accident. I'm talking about
I forgot. That doesn't happen here. Yeah. Or accident. It could by accident. We've seen a lot of things.
You could use technology to avoid those accidents.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. That Bimini song came up because we're about to talk about Bimini. They're seeing a spike. How many times have they been on complete lockdowns since last year?
Twice?
Was it like twice?
Twice or 3 times? No. It was twice.
I think twice.
Since last year.
Yeah. Well, now this new cluster might be linked to a resort. Here is what's happening there. The tourism minister says, hey, this is going to happen as long as we continue to have COVID amongst us. This is a report from our Jasmine Brown. Got that report? Yep, from Jasmine. Here we go.
The tourism minister addressing the recent spike in COVID cases in Bimini outside cabinet as he insists there will be breakouts from time to time.
I think we have to be realistic. There are going to be little small outbreaks here and a little small outbreak there. But by and large, up until the end of May, there was 300,000 persons came into the country. Look at the levels of hospitalization. Look at the level of positive cases. You will notice in the month of June, the numbers have been trending down from April and May. So I think we have done an excellent job.
On Sunday, the Ministry of Health reported 43 new cases, 11 of which were on Bimini and Cat Key. The ministry said that the new cases reported on Bimini indicate evidence of clustering that is linked to a local resort. D'Aguilar insists things are under control.
I'm very optimistic. And as I look into the next month or so, the numbers keep getting better. So I think we're doing an excellent job of bringing our tourism back in a safe manner.
D'Aguilar is also defending the health protocols which are enforced by the Bahamas' use of a health visa. He said it continues to create a safe environment, and he slammed the opposition for implying otherwise.
I think the opposition like to distract us by this health visa, which is really ridiculous. It's making hay where there is no hay. I think it has done an excellent job of bringing persons back in the country. And you know what our foreign visitors are saying? They feel safe.
PLP leader Philip Ray Davis said a PLP government would move to end the travel health visa program, which he described as a burdensome, unnecessary tax on Bahamians. Davis made the declaration after criticizing the program and the choice of digital payment provider. D'Aguilar disagreed.
And it's incredible to me that the opposition would think that somehow an airline could do this better than we have done. So remember, the health visa, we check for 4 things. Is it the right test, with the right result, within the right time period, vetted by or issued by an accredited lab? Now, if you expect someone at the check-in counter to be able to do that, then you're crazy.
Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Hi. What do you make of the minister's comments there? Little outbreaks will happen. This is no biggie. And, we're getting right into the swing of things with tourism. So, give us a call. Tell us what you think.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
323-6232. 325-4316. What a difference a year makes. Last year might have been a lockdown with that, but no. Little things happen. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. And this is what people were saying last year as well, right? Now you got to learn to live with it. But,
and this is why people are pushing vaccinations.
Right.
Because it might lessen the impact of the virus if you get it, the disease. If you get it.
Speaking of that, though, there are some concerns, especially you reported that yesterday, that the next tranche of vaccines might be delayed. And is it possible, with the increasing numbers we've seen over the past few weeks of people getting vaccinated, could we run out of vaccine? Take a listen to this report. This is a real concern. This report from our Jillian Gray.
Residents are welcoming the news that more people are getting vaccinated.
I'm just hoping that the economy can rebound. We need tourists back in the country. So the more people who are vaccinated, the quicker we'll get towards herd immunity. So that's what I'm holding out hope for.
Based on the numbers, the number of fully vaccinated people jumped from 25,047 people to 32,945 people. That's nearly 8,000 people who would have taken the jab in the space of a week. A stark increase when you look at the numbers for June 5th to the 11th. During that week, the number increased by 4,078 people. Bahamas Air employee Albert Gator says he's hoping the vaccine numbers continue to climb.
I am going to Orlando. That's where I want to go. Maybe Mickey won't have his mask on either. But I will encourage Bahamians to please get vaccinated. It's very important, so we can move on with our lives, and maybe we can have a little junk canoe.
The Bahamas may not be able to keep up with the demand, though. According to the NASA Guardian, the third tranche of vaccines from the COVAX facility has been delayed. The Bahamas received 87,200 doses earlier this year and has administered 91,000 doses to date. At the beginning of the month, 5 sites were running simultaneously, but now only Church of God of Prophecy East Street and Loyola Hall are administering vaccinations on New Providence. During the first round of inoculations, this site saw about 170 people. They're now up to about 300 people a day. But officials here tell us that's probably only going to be until the end of the week, as they'll have to shut down because vaccines are running out. These residents who managed to secure a spot to get fully vaccinated say they are grateful.
I've been one of the unfortunate ones who had COVID, and I understand that the this variant that reports are coming in from India and the UK is a nasty one. So I just want to be safe. And I'm happy, this is my second one, I'm happy it's over and done with.
81-year-old Prince Raming says those who may still be apprehensive should do more research.
These things being ain't nothing new. This is in the Bible. When the Lord told the Israelites and them to sanitize, stay the distance, and all those things from time of memorial, they were here. Only the people you see with these funny cameras and things carrying on, talking from the top of their head. Don't know what they're saying. That's the problem, you know.
Top of the list for these fully vaccinated people, traveling.
When I go away to shop or whatever, enjoy my vacation, I don't worry about this thing and that thing. You know what I'm saying? You want to relax. So I give a thumbs up for the government. Continue the great work. And Bahamians, please get vaccinated.
I looking to travel to the family island, especially Andres.
Okay, you're from Andres?
Yes, yes.
How long have you not been back to Andres?
I've been here from July last year.
For the Guardian News Network, I'm Jillian Gray.
All right. So we will see. What are they saying now? I think they're saying, what, the end of July? Is that what
End of July.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So,
So we don't have enough vaccine to last until then.
Well, if we continue on the pace that we're on over the past few weeks, right? And so, but there's studies now saying if you mix the vaccines, it may be okay.
You get super
get the
vaccinated.
X-Men type powers. But that may be something that people have to think about.
Studies
That
can be everywhere, all over the place.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk more about that after the break and more of what we've been talking about. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio. Stay with us. We're back after news.
Been to Long Island, I got my hammer, I'll walk a ski. So come go with me, pay money. Sing it, y'all, come on.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Hey, it's 2021, and you're listening to the Guardian News Network Morning Report. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. Thanks for tuning in. Topping the news. Police are investigating the discovery of a decomposing body at the New Providence landfill. Assistant Superintendent Audley Peters told the press that officers were called to the scene just before 3 p.m.
Officers responded, and when they arrived, they found the body in what is called a sup well. A sup well. This is a well dug by the landfill to aid them in the battling of fire when they need water. So that well was being examined by an employee when that employee discovered a decomposed body.
Police suspect the body may have been there for about 24 hours, and they believe the death is suspicious.
It's a possibility that someone might have put that body there.
And were there any visible wounds or anything like that on the body?
There was visible signs of what you call abrasions, but those abrasions does not tell us exactly what happened.
Police want anyone who may be missing a relative to contact them as that investigation continues. In other news, another 6 COVID-19 infections have been confirmed on Bimini and Cat Key, where health officials say a cluster of infections have been linked to a local resort there. 11 cases were identified Sunday. Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar is downplaying concerns over that cluster and slamming the opposition for its attack on the travel health visa. Jasmine Brown reports.
The tourism minister addressing the recent spike in COVID cases in Bimini outside cabinet as he insists there will be breakouts from time to time.
I think we have to be realistic. There are going to be little small outbreaks here and a little small outbreak there. But by and large, up until the end of May, there was 300,000 persons came into the country. Look at the levels of hospitalization. Look at the level of positive cases. You will notice in the month of June, the numbers have been trending down from April and May. So I think we have done an excellent job.
On Sunday, the Ministry of Health reported 43 new cases, 11 of which were on Bimini and Cat Key. The ministry said that the new cases reported on Bimini indicate evidence of clustering that is linked to a local resort. De Aguilar insists things are under control.
I'm very optimistic. And as I look into the next month or so, the numbers keep getting better. So I think we're doing an excellent job of bringing our tourism back in a safe manner.
D'Aguilar is also defending the health protocols which are enforced by the Bahamas' use of a health visa. He said it continues to create a safe environment, and he slammed the opposition for implying otherwise.
I think the opposition like to distract us by this health visa, which is really ridiculous. It's making hay where there is no hay. I think it has done an excellent job of bringing persons back in the country. And you know what our foreign visitors are saying? They feel safe.
PLP leader Philip Ray Davis said a PLP government would move to end the travel health visa program, which he described as a burdensome, unnecessary tax on Bahamians. Davis made the declaration after criticizing the program and the choice of digital payment provider. D'Aguilar disagreed.
And it's incredible to me that the opposition would think that somehow an airline could do this better than we have done. So remember, the health visa, we check for 4 things. Is it the right test, with the right result, within the right time period, vetted by or issued by an accredited lab? Now, if you expect someone at the check-in counter to be able to do that, then you're crazy.
Reporting for Guardian News Network, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Health Minister Renward Wells says that spike in COVID cases on Bimini has prompted health officials to send a team to the island.
Well, I'd asked the acting chief medical officer to dispatch a team down to Bimini so that we can get a better sense as to what is going on in regards to the spike in cases down there. And once they would have sent down the surveillance unit that's going to do the requisite contact tracing, it gives us a better idea as to exactly what's going on in Bimini.
Wells also gave an update on the vaccine donation from the United States.
We are in discussions. We are looking forward to obtaining the requisite vaccines. The United States is looking at making donations to the region through CARICOM. The Bahamas is a part of that. That's one area. They're looking to make donations through the COVAX facility, WHO. The Bahamas will be a part of that. And there's our bilateral negotiations with the United States directly as a country.
The U.S. donated some 5 million Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines to the Caribbean Public Health Agency. Well, while vaccination numbers have increased in recent weeks, the number of vaccine sites on New Providence has been reduced. Jillian Gray visited the Church of God of Prophecy site and tells us it may have to close down.
Residents are welcoming the news that more people are getting vaccinated.
I'm just hoping that the economy can rebound. We need tourists back in the country. So the more people who are vaccinated, the quicker we'll get towards herd immunity. So that's what I'm holding out hope for.
Based on the numbers, the number of fully vaccinated people jumped from 25,047 people to 32,945 people. That's nearly 8,000 people who would have taken the jab in the space of a week. A stark increase when you look at the numbers for June 5th to the 11th. During that week, the number increased by 4,078 people. Bahamas Air employee Albert Gator says he's hoping the vaccine numbers continue to climb.
I am going to Orlando. That's where I want to go. You know, maybe Mickey won't have his mask on either. You know, but I will encourage Bahamians to please get vaccinated. It's very important, so we can move on with our lives, and maybe we can have a little junk canoe.
The Bahamas may not be able to keep up with the demand, though. According to the NASA Guardian, the third tranche of vaccines from the COVAX facility has been delayed. The Bahamas received 87,200 doses earlier this year and has administered 91,000 doses to date. At the beginning of the month, 5 sites were running simultaneously, but now only Church of God of Prophecy East Street and Loyola Hall are administering vaccinations on New Providence. During the first round of inoculations, this site saw about 170 people. They're now up to about 300 people a day. But officials here tell us that's probably only going to be until the end of the week, as they'll have to shut down because vaccines are running out. These residents who managed to secure a spot to get fully vaccinated say they are grateful.
I've been one of the unfortunate ones who had COVID, and I understand that this variant that reports are coming in from India and the UK is a nasty one. So I just want to be safe. And I'm happy, this is my second one, I'm happy it's over and done with.
81-year-old Prince Raming says those who may still be apprehensive should do more research.
These things being in nothing new. This is in the Bible. When the Lord told the Israelites and them to sanitize, stay the distance, and all those things. From time of memorial, they were here. Only the people you see with these funny cameras and things carrying on, talking from the top of their head. Don't know what they're saying. That's the problem, you know.
Top of the list for these fully vaccinated people, traveling.
When I go away to shop or whatever, enjoy my vacation, I don't worry about this thing and that thing. You know what I'm saying? You want to relax. So I give a thumbs up for the government. Continue the great work. And Bahamians, please get vaccinated.
I looking to travel to the family island, especially Andres.
Okay, you're from Andres?
Yes, yes.
How long have you not been back to Andres?
I've been here from July last year.
For the Guardian News Network, I'm Jillian Gray.
National Security Minister Marvin Dames is assuring the public that the next general election will be secure.
The parliamentary commissioner and his team, as I've been getting the regular updates, are taking all of the necessary measures to ensure that this, whenever the election is called, that it will be the cleanest election in our nation's history.
Dames made the bold statement when asked how the Parliamentary Registration Department handled the influx of people looking to register to vote following the Court of Appeal decision on citizenship last week.
The law is clear, and the parliamentary commissioner and his team are clearly conversant with the law.
Last Wednesday, Attorney General Carl Baffle said individuals impacted by a Court of Appeal decision that children born out of wedlock to Bahamian men and foreign women in the Bahamas are entitled to citizenship from birth have been turning up at the Parliamentary Registration Department demanding to be registered to vote. However, Dames, who has oversight of the Parliamentary Department, said that plans are in place to prevent the registration of those who are not eligible.
And you will find that this election will be probably the most scrutinized election than any other, because we want to ensure that only those persons who are eligible to vote.
Stay with us as more news after the break.
Serenity Gated Community. Come and see what all the buzz is about surrounding our pre-construction home packages. Already, we have successfully made it possible for multiple families to realize their dream of home ownership. It's all about value building, folks. Home investment is by far the greatest investment one will ever make. So invest with confidence. Give Desiree Mingo a call at 376-0318 today.
Welcome home. When does a simple meal become exceptional? You guessed it, when it's made the Fresh Market way. We're talking exquisite cuts of fresh meat, succulent fresh seafood options, the best in fresh produce, and who can forget our exotic spices and herbs? Come on, get ready to shake up your taste buds and let our aisles inspire your inner food genius. Homemade salted caramel ice cream, egg noodle stir fry, time to walk and roll. Slow smoked beef ribs, oh baby! Remember, go fresh and craft delicious with Fresh Market.
How the exercise going? Not too good. What happened? Well, you know Mr. Junior make me one treadmill. Make? You know how he like tinker. Anyhow, he built this treadmill and he hook it up to one of them clothesline, which you could spin. You know the kind what I mean? You made a one what look like the upside down umbrella? That's the one. He figure that since I was working out, I just power up one of them clothesline, so he hook it up direct to the treadmill. Oh, so whilst you walking, clothes spinning. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to you, eh? You know how heavy wet clothes is? But anyhow, I right there struggling to get the treadmill going. Slow. She start to go now. The treadmill going and the clothes spinning. This time now I building up speed. I running now. I running. The clothes spinning fast now. You're flying now? Yes, and so is the clothes. You would have thought he had enough sense to screw the thing down, eh? The clothes going? I see where they land yet. So what you gonna do? Go back to Superwash where I should have gone in the first beginning. Superwash, they washes your brushes and cleans you 24/7.
Don't wait for disaster to strike. This hurricane season, be ready. Protect your home with an affordable and comprehensive home insurance policy from Shield Insurance. You can't control what nature blows your way, but with Shield Insurance, you can rest easy as you ride out the storm. Protect your largest and most valuable investment. Don't take a chance. Put your home in our hands.
Shield Insurance agents and brokers in Nassau. Call 356-7202 or Freeport 352-5945.
Wednesday, Lime Kid.
Time for my annual summer sale. I don't even know where to start. We got so much things we putting on sale. If I was to try and name all of them, this would be a 5-minute infomercial. Anyhow, most everything will be on sale, but I want people to check out my Bahamian design and made patio stones and planters. These are simply, I even ain't know how to say this, but they're unique. Ain't nothing like them on the island. They one of a kind. Plus, I can have all of a floor covering on sale. So check them out if you want some great prices on tile. Sale running to July 9th.
Peter the Peanut Peddler bust up in sunrise that day and start hollering, "Irie nuts! Irie nuts!" So Bullock say, when your nuts that irie, just need one injection in your midsection and that over. Peter say, "Rank!" Today I got dark brown, light brown, light brown, and white. See him here. Bella, as usual, Miss Wallace only did hear the last part of our conversation and get confused right up. She say, "We don't do no colorization and no nuts here. This a watch shop. Carry that freshness someplace else." And now Peter the Peanut Peddler, he in charge of peanut peddling for the whole of Montrose Avenue.
Sun Isles Watching Clock, number 112 Montrose Avenue. Watching clock sales and repairs, and sometimes peanuts too.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Crystal Cruises is setting sail for the Bahamas once again. Crystal will follow the strictest safety protocols as guests travel to Exuma, San Salvador, Long Island, and more. With a commitment to keep communities and guests safe and protect the environment, Crystal's decision to homeport in the Bahamas will boost tourism and support the local economy. Learn more at crystalcruises.com.
Welcome back. One day after social services staff went on work to rule over a malfunctioning air conditioning unit, Social Services Minister Frankie Campbell says their concerns are being addressed.
Everything that the staff at the Department of Social Services are asking for, they deserve. Everything that the staff at the Department of Social Services is asking for is being addressed.
Frustrated workers at the department's Robinson Road location went on work to rule for several hours on Monday, causing a huge delay in service. Bahamas Public Service Union President Kimsley Ferguson lamented the fact that employees were expected to function in what he called a dilapidated building with a malfunctioning air conditioning system. Campbell acknowledged that the ongoing renovations may be uncomfortable, but insisted the intent was not to frustrate staff.
You would have heard in their complaints that they're complaining of discomfort relative to renovations. Renovations is a form of fixing things that are not the way they ought to be. In addition to that, steps are being taken to move some persons to new locations. It's unfortunate that it isn't happening fast enough. I regret that. But my biggest regret is that while they have a right to express their displeasure and dissatisfaction, that the timing was such that our clients were further inconvenienced.
That's going to do it for local news. Stay with us. AP News is next.
Every day that ends in a Y is a great day to save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce can, $1.99. Super Value alkaline water, 5-gallon size, $4.99. Sweet tangerines, 3 for $1.59. Rainbow evaporated milk, large can, 4 for $3.49. Pork chop ends, $2.39 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BTC, giving you
unlimited talk for the best conversations, unlimited data for all your online fun,
and unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speed starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
After a hurricane, you may experience loss or damage to your property. The Insurance Commission of the Bahamas would like to advise that if your property is insured, try to minimize your loss. Contact your agent or insurer right away. Know what you are covered for under your policy. Note that after a hurricane, insurers hire loss adjusters to assist with speedy settlement of claims. For more information on what to expect when making a hurricane claim, visit www.icb.gov.bs.
Calling all members. The 36th Annual General Meeting of the Bahamas Law Enforcement Cooperative Credit Union is scheduled for Saturday, July 3rd, 2021 at 8 a.m. at the Rose Garden, Police Headquarters, East Street, Nassau, Bahamas. Please note that all COVID-19 health and safety protocols will be strictly enforced, inclusive of the wearing of masks, sanitation, and social distancing at all times. See you there.
Apex Award Signs and Engraving is excited about this summer's graduation. Celebrate your graduates with high-quality custom graduation signs available at great low prices. Need custom printing on apparel, promotional merchandise printing, or photo imaging services? No problem. You can get personalized diploma covers, plaques, plates, albums, clocks, pens, pencils, and so much more. Say congratulations to the class of 2021 with signs, hanging banners, and expressing appreciation on social media. Celebrate 2021 graduates with your own custom yard sign, banner, or poster from Apex Award Signs and Engraving, number 128 Mount Royal Avenue, or on Wilton Street, a block north of McCarthy's Pharmacy. Open weekdays 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 9 to 1.
Everything is changing, and your favorite hardware and home improvement store is getting with the program. We Buy You Sell is rolling out its new online shopping feature. If you go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, it's a quick and easy 3-step process. Step 1, browse the gallery and select your item. Step 2, add to cart. And step 3, check out. Go to our website, wbusbahamas.com, to shop with us today.
Give me my pizza right away. Gotta move quick, no time to wait. No long lines inside the place. Little Caesars, I love the taste. Hot and ready. Just come now, you don't have to call, now you don't have to wait. Hot and ready. Large pepperoni, $7.99 every day. Hot and ready. Oh, yeah. Straight out the oven and freshly made. Hot and ready. Little Caesars is hot and ready. Little Caesars is. Get yours now at Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, and now East Street South, Pineapple Plaza. Pizza.
At Master Technicians, we have what your family traditions need, starting with industry-best refrigerators, ranges, and ovens. We also carry Whirlpool washer and dryers, dishwashers and freezers, leading KitchenAid countertop appliances, blenders, microwaves, juicers, kettles, and KitchenAid stand mixers. We even do free delivery in New Providence or to the boat of your choice. Whether you're doing the laundry, creating new memories in the kitchen, or spending family time in front of the television, Master Technicians Limited, keeping family traditions alive for more than 50 years.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
When you really need to save big, you need to shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 14.8-ounce can, 3 for $3.19. Promo's Peanut Butter, 18-ounce jar, $2.89. Amalanda Fresh Milk, 33.8-ounce size, $1.39. Green peppers, $1.49 per pound. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, $1.09 per pound. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
If you're a business owner, get ready because the digital transformation is here. As a business owner, you now face the choice between innovation and extinction, but you don't have to get left behind. Join the click with Cable Bahamas Business Solutions and transform your office to get the competitive advantage. With innovative solutions like our fixed and mobile services, hosted PBX, Bahamas Cloud, and more, you can redefine your business. For more information on how you can join the click, contact the experts at Business Solutions at cablebahamas.com.
This traffic report.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:23, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. Here's what's happening. We've got unstable conditions that will persist across the area while maintaining high pressure that's going to bring fresh winds across the islands. Boaters and residents should be alert for waterspout or tornado activity, and beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to rip currents at east and south coast beaches. And we're also expecting localized flooding. Could be possible during heavy and or prolonged rainfall events, and everybody's being urged to remain hydrated and limit outdoor activities due to heat indices in the triple digits again today. For today, for the northwest and central Bahamas, cloudy to mostly cloudy and hot, very hot, with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight. Some showers may be heavy and thunderstorms strong to severe at times. For the southeast Bahamas, partly to mostly sunny, hot, and breezy with a chance of a few passing showers or isolated thunderstorms. Mostly fair and breezy tonight with isolated showers. Small craft caution remains in effect in the southeast Bahamas. Temperatures getting up to 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, but the heat index again, 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 74 Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. In your extended outlook, lingering moisture will keep rain chances elevated, while building high pressure maintains breezy to windy conditions. So for Thursday, tomorrow, mostly cloudy and a bit breezy, widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Friday, mostly cloudy to overcast with widespread showers and thunderstorms, with some becoming heavy to severe at times. In the tropics, we're watching two areas. We've got a broad area of low pressure midway between the west coast of Africa and the Windward Islands in the Caribbean. It's showing signs of organization. A tropical depression could form during the next several days as it moves west-northwestwards. Interest in the Windward and Leeward Islands, along with the Bahamas. We need to be watching this as it moves west, and we should be monitoring the system as it has a high chance, about 70% chance, of tropical cyclone formation through the next 5 days. We're also watching disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with the tropical wave a few hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles. It's showing a low chance, about 10% chance of cyclone formation through the next 5 days. That's your Morning Blend weather check, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us. And in your traffic, we're seeing heavier traffic at this hour. A few hot spots to tell you about. We've got West Bay Street as you approach Saunders Beach eastbound. You're going to be seeing that heavy traffic there as you get to that roundabout with Providence Highway. And then Samara Butler Highway, as usual, from Fire Trail all the way up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway, the northbound lanes there. Gladstone Road also busy for you, northbound to JFK Drive. Carmichael westbound is busy as people try to head that direction to get to Coral Harbor Road. And then again, eastbound, as you get closer to Blue Hill Road, you'll be seeing the heavy traffic there. Blue Hill Road, as usual, heavy northbound from St. Vincent up to Independence Drive, especially north of Soldier Road in the northbound lanes there. And Independence Drive, both directions, westbound to Blue Hill Road and eastbound to East-West Highway and East Street Roundabout. You're going to be seeing the traffic as you approach those roundabouts. Elsewhere, we've got pockets at the major intersections along Prince Charles Drive and along Wolf Road And then Marathon Road northbound is busy this morning as well. Those are your hottest spots. It's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC Royal Bank, banking reimagined.
All right. Yes, I. Still yes is back one more time. Live and direct. This one is called Come Go With Me. Back to Bimini, y'all. Listen and watch it. Do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one. I knew I had to take you home. Been to Ilusa, been to Inagua, been to Long Island. I got my hammer and Walker's key. So come go with me to pay money. Sing it, y'all. Come on.
We are back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with Chester Robards. And we continue to talk about what we were discussing before the break, talking about Bimini, the spike in cases there, getting your reaction to this, and the Minister of Tourism saying, hey, these things happen. No biggie. Well, did he say that? I don't know if he said that. But these things, small clusters, we're expecting that to happen from time to time. We got to push on. Tourism. All right. So what do you make of that? Getting some interesting reaction on our text lines, and you can text us as well. Tweet us, Facebook us, call in 323-6232, 325-4316, and text us 422-4796. Here's a text. Dwight and Chester, why does it seem like some PLPs are angry the tourism industry is rebounding? Are they hoping the country fails to have political gain? Many are now realizing that we need to get out of this crisis, and if the vaccination helps this, it's a good thing. The Bahamas is rebounding, baby. Good job to the government staying the course. Okay. Well, here's this text. Interesting how we allow a local resort in Bimini to remain open while shut down the entire island of North Andros for similar numbers. Stopped all economic activity and didn't care, but they did it for the greater good. But we can't shut down this resort for the greater good. Duplicity at its finest.
Good point.
We had smaller numbers and people got locked down. Yeah. This one here. Oops, what did I do with that? Okay, missed that one there. Whoa, lost a couple messages there. All right, so
I got a message here. I guess it was talking more about the voting system and the voters' cards.
Okay,
our leaders swear an oath to maintain the status quo and to a system of oppression. It's never been about the people who elected them. Unless we luck out and get a benevolent dictator, don't expect anyone who benefits from the existing system to change it. As Thomas Jefferson said, from time to time, the tree of liberty must be refreshed with blood of patriots and tyrants.
Yikes.
The question is, are we invested enough to refresh our tree of liberty, or do we not mind being slaves? Rather comfortable slaves, but slaves nonetheless. Yeah?
Yeah. No. So instead of freeing themselves from the slavery, many people will try to get a more comfortable slave position.
Yep, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. That's true.
They're like, well, okay, I need to get out of the barn and
that's right.
into the basement of the big house.
So let me toe the line.
Right.
Join. Yeah.
That's what we do best here. This one says here, so it is small clusters, no problem for tourism, but for small clusters, a big deal when they want lockdowns, COVID, lies, and statistics. Well, I don't think it's lies. It's just that manipulation of numbers, right? So same numbers, but
manipulation of ideas.
Yes. So same numbers, but because this is, we have to keep going. But if it were somewhere else, if that were marijuana,
you ain't doing nothing down there. Shut up.
Locked down for a month, right? If we're anywhere else. So this is the problem we face here. I really wish I knew what to do with your texts. Some of them have. Whoa, okay. This one says here. Oh boy, this is the same PLP who ignored the people in the gambling referendum are saying they will remove the travel visa. Someone must have pinned the donkey tail on me. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure this will all be over by the time. Would it? No? After we get to the emergency order being lifted, we're going to still, is it an indefinite thing, travel visas? You're going to have
That's
to.
a good question.
Yeah?
I don't know.
You're going to still have to, 4 years from now, show that you were vaccinated. Is that, yeah?
Can't be that.
Hmm?
Can't be.
So, I mean, okay. Cuba has an excellent approved vaccine. That's a text. Approved by whom? It's approved by.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Yes. Did we read this already? Oh, this is back to voters card stuff. They should tax the voters card. You know, some people not agreeing with that. Others saying that they already have different voters cards for different statuses here. NID cards. NID cards for different statuses there. Okay. All right. Let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning, sirs.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, and to all of the beautiful people of the Commonwealth of Bahamas who love Guardian Radio and your show in the morning.
Thank you.
Are you guys aware? I'm sure maybe you are, but you have a lot on your plate. So let me just raise it. All right? We already aware. This is for the Minister of Tourism and the Cabinet, okay, who have hundreds, if not thousands, indirectly of Bahamians unemployed who are employed in the tourism industry. All right? If they do not get their act together, the two most important months everyone on Paradise Island wait for is July and August. Any attempt by the Minister of Tourism and the Cabinet, especially my Prime Minister, that I believed in and vote for, I politically speaking, believe in, okay? And not everything fell in place, okay? Because we had some natural disasters and some unnatural disasters, okay? Like this COVID-19, it's unnatural. God ain't make it. Hurricane, God make, all right? But listen to me. The truth of the matter is this. I need the Minister of Tourism to please comprehend what I'm saying. Your next, ambition to be the next government and to our retain government is hanging on this decision. You ain't believe me? Watch and see. Good day, gentlemen.
What was it?
I'm saying his government is they're desiring to, like the Prime Minister say, he going too straight. I don't know how that's going to happen. That's a miracle. That's what you call. If it happened, that's what you call a.
Okay, but focus. What is the issue? We're
staying
still
focused. What I'm saying. What I'm saying. July and August is most important. If they allow the ships to come in and make all of that money from our country, knowing that Amos Jr. Miller and those brothers and sisters on that beach haven't worked for March. And then on top of that, you're trying to mentally disturb me by allowing a foreign company, and I already... Hello?
Yeah, we were listening.
They're allowing a foreign company to dictate to the Bahamian people who the Bahamas government gave a license and licenses to do business. Now, if the Bahamas government know the character of the people they're bringing in to take over these hotels, if they know the people in these different environments depend on that beach and they are playing politics with our life, all I'm saying, the Prime Minister, your chances of becoming the next government, Mr. Minister of Tourism, your chances of becoming and retaining the minister, I sure you want to be minister again.
All right, we get it.
They don't get justice, if we don't get justice.
All right, we get it now. So the braiders and the vendors on the beach, how unfair it's been. They've been shut out. And this is the time with all these ships coming. We got 2 this weekend, right? Crystal Cruises sails this weekend, for 4th of July. And, that's a very interesting point that you raised there. I I don't know about the other part, but sure, it is a serious matter. It is very, very serious. It is. Wow. Any explanation? Still no word on the straw market?
Nope.
Nope.
No word on the straw market.
Okay, well, a big weekend. 2 different ships.
Three.
Huh?
Well,
3?
I don't know if the other one's bringing passengers, but
They're not home porting, but they're sailing in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 home porting and 1 sailing in.
One sailing in.
And so 3 ships will be here this weekend.
Yeah.
And vendors, and straw market, no.
Right.
Nice.
Yep.
Boy, we were talking about slavery. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Well, there you go. There you go. If you had any doubt on where you stand, Bahamas. If you had any doubt.
I really don't understand the straw market.
Okay. Okay. Well, you could block off a street. There are a bunch of streets not doing anything downtown. Put them all in the right.
Yeah.
Put them in the square if you need it to be outdoors.
No, but they can't. No, they can't think outside the straw market at the moment.
Can't think outside the box there.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, okay. Let's take this call and then we got to take a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Okay, well, so that's that. What's that? Nobody heard that. Dave, is that Dave? Dave, seriously, Dave, this is why we don't allow you on the phone. We don't want you because you're not well. Please, for God's sake, I'll recommend a station for you to listen to. Right? Now you're making it a personal thing. It's not a personal thing, but you can't control yourself.
Nobody heard what he said.
That's
you
good.
Kind of
We heard, but we know it was him.
You heard what he said.
Yes,
you could hear him.
But seriously, what's happening here? We have to start talking to the leaders of the party now. We're going to get stupid now, please. These are your people. Control them. He had a woman call, and then he took the phone. Very mature.
Wow.
All right. Let's read your messages and then we'll take a break. All right. Somebody says here they interviewed, one of the news stations interviewed the local government administrator in Bimini, and she said that the source of the outbreak was not the resort, but in fact a local nightclub. Okay. All right. Sure. When are we celebrating Independence Day, or when's the holiday? I believe it is the Monday after the day. Is that the 12th? Is that the 12th?
Yeah, that is the 12th, yes.
Mm-hmm. This one says here, after all this country through with COVID-19, some people are still doing foolishness, partying and doing unnecessary things, making it hard for some who are following the protocols. When will some of our people get it right? Yeah. Well, that is true, too. That is true, too. The good minister, term used loosely, this is the text I'm reading, is only trying to get his tourism numbers up again pre-COVID. 90% occupancy, but fired 700 staff, and people ain't get called back. Well, that's an interesting point. I mean, he didn't do that.
I was going to say.
You're right. The resort did that. They were bragging about being at 90% occupancy, but all those people were let go.
It must have changed a lot of things.
Well, we know they were trying to downsize for a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a right sizing.
Probably.
Unfortunately. This one says, yes, the PLP will remove the F&M's travel visa, but they will replace the travel passport from a company owned by PLPs. The poor Bahamians will be playing piggy in the middle, paying for one or the other. These political parties are very much the same. Another one, instead of Bahamians complaining, they should be trying to formulate a plan to get the tourist dollar that will come here a day before to get on the cruise ship and leave a day after. Well, you say that, but you don't know how difficult that is, right? We've had whole shows on that. I'm hoping that we were thinking that was what was going to be happening with this whole home porting situation. But as Amos has said, right, they have been shut out. They have tried. They're trying to get back to where they were, and others are trying. Straw vendors are wondering what the heck is happening. What about us?
Yeah.
And others, we were talking about that, potentially people who wanted to set up stalls maybe downtown, as a lot of people will be in the downtown area. That hasn't been happening.
Yep.
Hasn't been happening. People have not been allowed to do those things. So that's not how things work here.
So I understand some people have been allowed to set up some stuff downtown, almost as a little show for the home porting stuff.
Yeah.
So handpicked people.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about basketball. Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp is back. And we're going to get the details about that. Stay with us. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Listen and watch it, do it. When I saw you first, I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room. I knew you was the one, I knew I had to take you home. Been to Ilusha, been to Inagua, been to Long Island, I got my hammer and Walker's key. So come go with me, to pay money. Sing it, y'all, come on.
Enjoy an elevated mobile experience with BU.
Unlimited talk for the best conversations. Unlimited data for all your online fun.
And unlimited roaming to stay connected while overseas.
For just $50 per line.
Unlock unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming when you sign up for BTC Superfast Fiber Internet with speed starting at 100 megabits per second. Enjoy more great savings and value. Upgrade or sign up today. Visit any BTC store or btcbahamas.com. Conditions apply.
Travel less, but vacation more by indulging yourself and your family with the ultimate staycation getaway at Atlantis. Sleep in, relax, play, go out. Say yes to a fantastic staycation in your very own paradise just over the bridge. For reservations, call 363-6483 or visit Atlantis Local on Facebook for details.
Meet Jackie. Jackie's a hard worker with a steady income, but she has a personal loan and multiple credit cards to pay off. To keep her account current, Jackie opted for a loan from Fidelity Bank to consolidate her debt into one monthly payment and earn interest on a built-in savings account. Be like Jackie. Call 356-7764 to book a complimentary financial coaching session. Fidelity also offers virtual assistance. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Crystal Cruises is setting sail for the Bahamas once again. Crystal will follow the strictest safety protocols as guests travel to Exuma, San Salvador, Long Island, and more. With a commitment to keep communities and guests safe and protect the environment, Crystal's decision to homeport in the Bahamas will boost tourism and support the local economy. Learn more at crystalcruises.com.
Let's face it, in an increasingly competitive market, your business needs a competitive edge. That means offering your employees the benefits they want. Give them the benefit of retiring their way with the RF Multi-Employer Pension Plan. Choose from some of the best performing investment funds in the market while taking advantage of low administrative costs and professional management. Whether you're a team of 2 or 2,000, our pension specialists can design a plan for you. Contact us at pensions@rfgroup.com to learn more about the RF Multi-Employer Pension Plan. RF, money at work.
Postpaid with the Live just got better. Say hello to more with our new Liberty Prime plan. 800 text and talk minutes and 15 gigabytes of data to do the things you love right here at home and even when you travel. With the all-new Liberty Prime, Liberty More, Liberty Premium, and Liberty Elite, you're good at home and good to roam. Roam again. Alive. Believe in best. Believe in best.
You invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAO, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do. CFAO, growing wealth for future generations.
RBC has been growing with the Bahamas for over 110 years with new ways to bank better. We are committed to deepening our relationship with existing clients and forging new ones in the future with new products and services and investment in the community, youth, and education initiatives. We are here to help you grow.
We're here to help you flourish. We're RBC.
RBC Royal Bank. Banking reimagined.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. #1 fastener store, Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
All right. Yes, I. Still yes is back one more time.
They're playing basketball. We love that basketball. They're playing basketball.
Now rapping basketball, number 1, Curtis Blow.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Just like I'm the king on the microphone. So is Dr. J and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks and taking it to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go. Cause it's basketball or Mr. Curtis Blow.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. And basketball is back, and Jeff Rogers is back. 33rd, is that right, Jeff Rogers? 33rd annual Jeff Rogers basketball camp?
Yes, the 33rd. You know, last year, as you know, they had the situation with this virus.
Yes.
So that was the first year we missed, and then so we have to put this in as the 33rd. This was actually would have been the 34th.
Right.
But, you know, we couldn't do it last year. So, so we back.
You're back. That's wonderful stuff. All right, so I want to know, I'm just curious, because 33, that's a lot. Take us back to the beginning, how it came about, why it started, what you were hoping to achieve.
Well, you know, being a strong member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, been very active in a small way. Well, active, I should say. And they put a call out to, at the time, you know, to young persons to find something to give back to your community and to the church. And just sitting there, you know, I didn't know what to think about, you know. So I said, maybe I should do a basketball camp. Well, the thought came to mind to do a camp. And I was just saying to myself, well, knowing me, I said, if I do a camp, I need NBA stars to come to my camp.
Wow.
You know, just dreaming to myself. And that's how it got started. I met with my church and asked them if they could invest in fixing the gym for me, put up some basketball rims and everything else. And then I would, then I reached out to Michael Thompson, who's a good friend of mine. He did an event in the Bahamas back in the 70s when he had an all-star game. Well, actually in the early 80s. And I was the person who helped him put that together. He had me to stay with him for about a month in Portland, working with his organizers so when they come to the Bahamas. So long story short, fortunately, I met Spud Webb during that time when Spud was in his prime. And we just stayed in touch with each other. And then I asked him if he would be willing to come to the Bahamas to be a part of a program, a basketball program that my church asked me to put on. And he said, no problem.
Wow.
And so Spud Webb actually was the first player. And through Spud Webb and Michael Thompson, I just keep meeting guys, current players. So we had tons of active players over the years. And even right now, as I speak to you, when you look at some of the biggest names in the NBA right now, guys like Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Chris Paul, DeAndre, commentator Mark Jackson, commentator Greg Anthony, all of these guys came through the camp at some point and spent time with me in the basketball camp. Chris Paul spent many years coming to the camp on Bahamas Academy campus, and also Kyrie Irving. And so I just kept my relationship with them. And they traveled with me to Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, the Cayman Islands. You know, these guys, you know, I've been fortunate to build a kind of relationship where they just trust my word to be what it is. And that's what's happening.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah. All right. So what can we expect this year, and who can we expect this year for the camp?
Well, this year I first want to say, we thank the many persons who, first let me thank God, for just giving me the mind, to want to do this camp, every year, over the years. So I want to thank him for that. And also I want to thank the South Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists and the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and Bahama, who sponsor my camp every year quietly by hosting all these NBA stars. And companies like J.S. Johnson and Bahamas Voice and Bamboo Shack and Jules Supplies, the people who supply me with the tent. So I have to really thank them, especially J.S. Johnson and those folks, the Salvadors, because there's no way you can do the things what I've been doing over the years. So the camp starts July the 5th, next Monday. The camp is open for boys and girls ages 5 to 18. One can sign up to the Seventh-day Adventist office on Tonic Darling Highway, regular working hours. Or they can go to jeffrogersbasketballcamp.com and they can download a form and just bring it to the camp. And so, again, we're going to have a number of NBA stars to come into the tail end of the camp to just share their life experience with the campus. We don't, really use the NBA players to have any influences that they're going to make the NBA. What we do is just use them to talk about their life skills and some of the things they had to go through to be where they are in life, and to just talk about that and then share some of their skills with us.
Yep.
So we got guys like Kyrie Irving. He's going to be down. One of his colleagues on the team, Tyler Johnson. He was with me in 2019, and also James Johnson, Clay Thompson, Michael Thompson, and J.R. Smith, brother Chris Smith. They always go. I'm Greg Anthony. They're going to come down and just hang out with the kids. The ending part of the camp.
Wow, excellent. And with what we're seeing in the NBA with Bahamians in the NBA, do you think that's creating renewed interest in people thinking they can go all the way with Buddy Hield and DeAndre Ayton doing so well? Do you see a shift at the moment?
Well, think about it. I don't know if you've been watching TV where they highlight feature media for the last couple of days on ESPN when they was down eating music. DeAndre is a perfect example because when he started in my basketball camp, he couldn't even, you're talking about walk straight. He was just one tall, slim guy and young kid, I should say. But through the couple of years he spent at the camp just trying to motivate him, encourage him, through Marcellus, he used to be in Marcellus group. And so there's hope for everybody, but he was the type of young man who really wanted to learn, and that is the key. Not that he was all that talented. Matter of fact, I didn't see no talent. All I see was a tall, slim, skinny guy. But when you look at a young man who came from a Christian background, and his mother, they all are Seventh-day Adventists, and they just put good things in his head. And he was the type of young man who wanted to learn. And I think, with that type of background and parents and having the right people around you, and I think that's what kind of get him, to be where he's at today.
That's amazing.
And so my thing is the parents is don't shut down the dreams of your young people. Yeah. Don't shut it down. What you do, you support them. If they say, well, I want to play in the WNBA. Well, that young lady sees something that you can't see. What that young lady needs is your support. And just like young men, we have to teach them, like in my camp, we talk a lot about discipline. We talk about character building. We don't talk just basketball skills. We talk about life skills. Yeah. And so that is the focus for the basketball camp, to teach them how to be respectful, how to be honest, how to distance yourself from people who don't mean you no good. Make tough decisions, to know how to be to yourself or to be around positive thinking people. And that's what the camp is about, building healthy body with a positive mind.
Yeah, Jeff, what things do you have to change this year with the COVID-19 protocols and everything?
Well, so what we do, the camp is going to be outdoors. We have a lot of tents going to be set up. We have the protocol. We have stations set up where they're going to be able to sanitize, everything else. We can do the temperature checking and all of that. So the group's going to be small. We're not going to overcrowd the groups. Well, we will never overcrowd them. And so we're going to follow the protocol of the Ministry of Health. So I'm communicating with certain persons now, making sure that we understand, how to supervise and to manage these young people.
All right. So once again, tell us what you need to do to sign up. Who can be a part of this? What age group? What else would people need to know? Remind us.
Yes, you could sign up today at the Southwest Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists on 20 Darling Highway. The the office hours is 9 to 5, and it's for boys and girls ages 5 to 18. And they can just sign them up and bring them there to the campsite. It's going to be, the campsite is reusing the courts in the Sports Center facility that's there on Blue Hill. It's in the Sports Center facility. They call it the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. And the court's going to be, it's nice. When you travel there, you'll see the setup. We're going to have everything, a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade. We got all our first aid kit. We have a number of professionals who are going to be there. So we anticipate a really exciting camp. And we just want parents to encourage their youngsters to come up. Matter of fact, even as parents, if you want to just sit around and watch the way we manage the camp, we have no problem with that.
Wow.
We have no problem with that. You can see for yourself as you sign your youngsters up,
Any costs? Any costs at all?
Yes, the camp is $180 for the month, and that $180 includes shorts, T-shirt, and basketball. We give them all of that, and plus we supervise them as well. For that full month for the $180. Yes, it is. And so we believe it's going to be exciting. I'm excited about it because I didn't do camp last year, and believe it or not, for those 32 years, that's the first time I took a vacation without being around the camp. Normally, I take my vacation camp time. So it felt kind of strange, me not spending my waking vacation time around the young people. So I'm excited that the fact that I could be back and use this time to hang out and try to build characters, for our country.
Well, all right. So somebody's saying that they're trying to do the application online, but you're telling people to come down, right? So they're an issue. They're saying they're having some issues with the link.
Yes, I just, believe it or not, just before I came on, the person who's putting the site together, she had to make some changes, and she was trying to make contact with me before she made those changes. I just spoke to her to tell her to go ahead, and that's why they couldn't download. I had that problem from yesterday. So they can go on I'll say another 20 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, it'll be okay.
Okay. And you've got a whole website as well, JeffRogersBasketballCamp.com, and you're on Facebook as well, right?
Yes, we're on Facebook. And also, let me give you my phone numbers is 341 4021. That's the office number to the Adventist office, and my number is 818-4509. And just before I hang up, I also want to say thank you to Guardian Radio. Guardian Radio has always been a major sponsor for the Jeff Rogers Camp for many years, with Miss Wright and Janet and all of those persons down there. So I'm truly grateful, for the support that the Guardian Radio has been giving the Jeff Rogers Camp over the years. I'm grateful for that.
It's not a problem at all, Jeff. We appreciate the great work that you're doing. Thank you very much. Keep it up, and looking forward to hearing some great things coming from this 33rd annual Jeff Rogers Basketball Camp. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. All right. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, Morning Blend Business, we're going to be talking about Family Island airports and PPPs, how this is going to transform those. That's after the break for news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is the Guardian News Network update on the hour. Hello, everyone. I'm Charlene Ferguson. Another 6 COVID infections have been confirmed in Bimini and Cat Key, where health officials say a cluster of infections have been linked to a local resort there. 11 COVID cases were identified there Sunday. Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguila yesterday brushed aside concerns about the spike in cases.
I think we have to be realistic.
There are going to be little small outbreaks here and a little small outbreak there. But look at the levels of hospitalization. Look at the level of positive cases. You will notice in the month of June, the numbers have been trending down from April and May. So I think we have done an excellent job.
Health Minister Ren Wadwell says a surveillance unit has been sent to the island to help with contact tracing and to better monitor the infections. Well, Public Works Minister Desmond Bannister says he plans to meet with leaders of both the Electrical Workers Union and BPL to try to mediate unresolved issues which prompted dozens of workers there to walk off the job Monday. The union wants BPL CEO Whitney Hasty removed, claiming he continues to ignore union leaders and denies deserved pay and benefits to workers. Bannister has defended Hasty, whom he said brought innovation to BPL. The union has given Bahamas Power and Light 14 days to resolve those outstanding concerns. And home porting is proving a tremendous benefit to taxi drivers who claim to be earning almost what they did pre-COVID. Bahamas Taxi Cab Union President Wesley Ferguson told Guardian Business the recent and sharp increase in visitor arrivals month over month, along with the home porting system by Royal Caribbean International, means that the income of a taxi driver is basically very compatible to what they used to make prior to the COVID-19 shutdown. Still, he estimates only about 60 to 70% of taxi drivers are back to work. Some, he said, may have branched off into other fields during the pandemic. Others, he believes, may have lost their plates. That's what's making headlines at this hour. Stay with us. AP Update is next.
Boy, you know what's going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school. He could do Junior in.
For what?
Boy, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you want?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Boy, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, him and these boys coming for me next.
All right, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I avoid?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the call go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and you can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Hello, sir. Your credit card bill is due. Hello, sir. It's time for your monthly loan payment. Tired of creditors pounding at your door? Sign up for a debt consolidation loan from Fidelity Bank and consolidate your debt into one low monthly payment. What's more, you will also earn interest on a built-in savings account. The pandemic has curbed many freedoms, but at Fidelity, our focus is to help regain your financial freedom. Visit a branch or speak to Fidelity Bank at 356-7764. COVID safety measures in place at all branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
This traffic report is brought to you by Shield Insurance and Prudential Loss Adjusters.
Looking at traffic in the final moments before the 9 a.m. target this morning, we've got several thoroughfares that are quite active, but there's not that many serious congestion and delays going on. I'm saying that, excluding, of course, the Southwest gateways, your morning traffic is consistent. Problematic. This much later, and we still got a lengthy traffic line. Trying to leave Gladstone Road. 2 lanes of traffic stacked and slowly leaving out on Samalabala Highway on the northbound lanes. And then, of course, Carmichael Road out onto Blue Hill Road. Still slowed down getting to the traffic light there on Blue Hill Road. And Blue Hill Road itself, getting over the hill into the Independence Drive. The crowd there just didn't show up so far this morning. We've got some slowdowns in the area, but not as hectic as it could be. That after 9 crew still working on getting out from the Eastern Road. There's your morning slow up that's happening on Soldier Road, going through the traffic light there at Wolf Road. Wolf Road traffic just growing into the mid-morning flow, so that's not as hectic as it probably is going to turn out a little later on. And although the ride into the city along West Bay Street is moderate at this point, traffic is still slowed in a bumper-to-bumper ride coming around the West Bend into the Saunders Beach roundabout. Overall, the morning commute is over, except for those still stuck behind Gladstone Road, Samalabala Highway, and to some extent, Carmichael Road. This National Traffic Report this hour being brought to you by the folks over at Dr. Danny Johnson and Associates at Foot and Ankle International. They offer the simplest and safest treatment for foot injuries, ingrown toenails, corns, heel pain, and more. Visit Foot and Ankle International for relief. They're located Dean Center, top of the hill at Fort Charlotte. Call them at 322-5402. That's 322-5402 for more info. With you around the sky, look at traffic in real time. I'm VANN.
I'm Rita Foley with an AP News Minute.
12 dead, 149 still missing. The tragic toll in the Surfside, Florida condo building collapse. The AP has learned that weeks before the building fell in, the president of its board warned that structural problems uncovered in a 2018 inspection were getting worse. Here's the AP's Bernard Condon.
The AP has obtained a letter sent to residents from the board of the condo building that collapsed north of Miami last week. The letter was sent a few weeks ago and warned residents that structural problems had, quote, gotten significantly worse since an inspection 2 years ago. The letter said the building needed to move fast and owners needed to pay up to get the repairs underway.
Florida officials say they will pursue a grand jury investigation to find out what led to the building collapse. I'm Rita Foley.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and this morning we are going to be talking about airports in the Family Islands and the government's intention to seek public-private partnerships to help in the upgrading of these airports. We're very pleased to welcome the Director of the Department of Aviation, Algernon Cargill, and Director of Aviation Policy, Italia Cartwright, with us this morning. Great to have you with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Dwight. And good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So we have a lot to talk to you about, but let's start with just painting a picture of what we are seeing in general on the Family Islands today. Earlier, Chester and I were, sadly joking about it, about how some of these are in a terrible state, basically a shed with an airstrip. Is that an unfair characterization, or what are we looking at in general on some of these islands?
Yeah, that would be a very realistic characteristic of the current situation.
Oh, dear.
When we look at the contribution of our Family Islands, particularly now in this COVID era to our tourism product, some of the airports do not reflect the quality of representation we would like the Bahamas to have. So, as you know, Dwight, when a visitor comes to the Bahamas, the first thing they see is the airport, and the last thing they see when they leave is the airport.
Yep.
And based on some of the structures that you described, certainly do not depict a positive experience. And coupled with this, together with the government's objective to improve airlift to the Family Islands, and to market each of our islands as its own tourism. The Department of Aviation, which is a part of the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, we've embarked on a national initiative to improve the aerodromes in the Bahamas, to ensure not only that our visitors have a positive experience, but more so that we can improve the quality of employment, the opportunities available for Bahamian entrepreneurs in the Family Islands, and also to ensure that in the medium term, these Family Islands are positioned to grow commensurate with the efforts of our tourism partners in the tourism side of our ministry.
Mm-hmm. I always wondered if visitors to those islands felt that the airports were novel. I know there's safety issues, et cetera, and other things, and security issues, but have you done like any studies where people thought, hey, these are cute, that they think?
No, that's not our feedback.
Okay, good.
We've hired some of the best global consultants to work with the Department of Aviation in arriving at our final product. And this would have been evident during the market briefing we held on Monday. But even prior to this, we worked with a global company, Stantec International, and they provided the government with a very comprehensive recommendation to improve the Family Island Airport. And this, coupled with funding from the IDB, enabled the government to start this program a few years ago. But the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation is seeking a private sector partner to lead our airport operations and development to act strategically across the portfolio of airports. And there are approximately 30 airports in our portfolio. So with the acquisition of the Grand Bahama Airport that followed this PPP, we have 30 airports. So we want to identify a private sector operator developer through an open, transparent, and competitive international request for proposals. And just based on the representation at the market briefing, where we had peaked at 170 interested persons.
Oh, wow.
There's strong interest in partnering with the government of the Bahamas to develop the Family Island airports.
Okay, so that's interesting. One, you're looking for one partner, not a number, not several. Why one for that number of airports that you mentioned there?
Well, actually, it's not one.
Okay.
We have the airports into two groups.
Okay.
We have Bahama in one group. That's going to take what they call bundle one. And then we have bundle two, which includes the Leonard Thompson International Airport in Marsh Harbor, the Exuma International Airport, Norte Luthra International Airport, the Long Island International Airport at Deadman's Key, the Great Harbor Key International Airport, and the San Salvador International Airport. These airports will comprise bundle two. So interested or prospective partners, they can bid on bundle one, or they can bid on bundle two, or they can create a bundle called bundles one and bundle two. And this is what we explain. So we're looking ideally for two partners or one partner. But for the airports I mentioned in bundle two, what we do not now plan to do is allow prospective investors to cherry pick from that bundle and only pick the airport with the largest airlift.
Right. Okay. All right. That's interesting. We'll get back to that in a bit. You mentioned the international airports. I know this has been a challenge before with the number of airports that were international versus domestic only. Are we going to see a paring down of that even further, or we settle at a correct number that we think a good balance in terms of the number of international airports that we have here?
Well, as you know, the Bahamas is an archipelago, and the fastest way to travel is by air. And as a result, if you're traveling by air, we need airports. So we don't intend to downgrade any airports from being international per se. What we intend to do is expand the airports on the islands that have the largest number of airlift or largest potential for expansion based on all the data that we have. And that's why one of our highest priorities is the Exuma International Airport and the Norte Luthra International Airport. Those two airports comprise the largest number of visitors that pass through those airports. And it used to be Marsh Harbor prior to Dorian. Marsh Harbor was the number one Family Island airport, but it's coming back strongly. And Norte Luthra and Exuma, these are the two busiest airports we have right now. And we didn't elaborate at any significant level during the market briefing on Monday, but we have an airport under construction in Great Harbor Key in the Berry Islands. That airport is about 70-80% completed, and we expect to open that airport in the next months. And that will also form a part of Bundle 2 that we are offering for in the PPP initiative.
And that'll be an international airport as well.
Yeah, it is international. Great Harbor Key, the majority of flights there are international flights in the Great Harbor Key.
All right. So I want to get back to Bundle 2 and Bundle 1 in a bit. But what will happen to the airports that you've not mentioned? those that fit the characteristics we said earlier, the shed and the airstrip. But
One of the
what's up
airports
with those?
not mentioned was the airports in Cat Island. And these airports in Cat Island are attracting a lot of unsolicited requests. Persons want to partner with the government of the Bahamas to develop the airports in Cat Island. So outside of this RFP process, we are developing a step initiative to redevelop the airports in Cat Island. And also, the government has embarked on a project to redevelop the airport at Treasure Key. One may wonder, for example, in Abaco, we have an airport, the Leonard Thompson International Airport. About 10 years ago, the government invested $35 million in that airport. And we have the Treasure Key Airport that's less than an hour away. But we're finding that there's strong demand for both airports in Marsh Harbor. And while we've completely demolished the Treasure Key Airport because it was destroyed during Dorian, a plan is in the final stages of development to redevelop the Treasure Key Airport. These two airports were not mentioned in Bundle 2, but they're still receiving the government to develop these airports because obviously there's a strong correlation to the tourism product in Cat Island as well as Treasure Key Abaco.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's interest in those as well. All right, so let's start off with what you're expecting to hear from prospective bidders, I guess, for Grand Bahama. What are we looking at? What are you hoping will come out of that?
Well, that's an interesting question. The government acquired the Grand Bahama Airport fully on June 1 of this year. We have an outstanding team in Grand Bahama, led by Shannon Jones and Kevin Odellis. They are two aviation professionals, and we're lucky to have them working at the Grand Bahama International Airport. But the goal for the Grand Bahama Airport, we would want to see is to identify a partner who will help us to plan, to develop, finance, and operate the Grand Bahama International Airport. And we expect that the capital investment in that airport will allow the airport to be built back more resiliently, primarily because in the previous two storms in Grand Bahama, the airport was destroyed or damaged significantly. So one of the key initiatives, objectives we've included in the Grand Bahama initiative is we want to build a resilient structure in Grand Bahama that can hopefully withstand the monster storms, particularly flooding, etc. So the numbers we hear, and we've not verified any of this, so let me qualify it, sorry. The numbers we hear indicate that the investment in Grand Bahama Airport is going to be in a range of $200+ million because the building back stronger, as well as the need to ensure we have an airport to support the tourism product there on the island of Grand Bahama.
$200+ million. That's
well, more than $500 million is invested here at LPIA.
Mm-hmm.
So the Grand Bahama Airport is a lot smaller in size. But one of the key inputs we're hearing is that when we build an airport terminal, it has to be elevated.
Yeah.
Because it's susceptible to flooding.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that has an inherent cost involved in that. And we don't know what the number is, but the market will determine what that number should be in Grand Bahama, and we will be processed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, during the forum, you guys talked about changing certain fees in Grand Bahama to make it a little more attractive, and I guess when everything's said and done, to help to make some kind of profit. What are those structures that we're talking about?
I don't think we said changing fees to make it more attractive. What we said is that the Department of Aviation has been working with the airport authority. We are undertaking a comprehensive review of all of the airport fees. Some of our Family Island airports, or most of our Family Island airports, excluding Grand Bahama and LPIA, there's been no fee increases in over 30 to 40 years. In addition to that, in the majority of the Family Island airports, there are no fees collected at all. So obviously investing a significant amount of money, and there has to be a source of revenues to repay the debt. or the investments of our partners. And the primary source has to be introduction of passenger facility fees, as well as the review of the landing and similar fees at the airports. And Grand Bahama Airport, like LPIA, they now have passenger facility fees. But there are no passenger facility fees in any of our other airports in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, except for these two airports. So one of our key deliverables would be to introduce passenger facility fees at our airports, because the investments have to have a stream of revenues to pay for the investment. And the primary revenue streams here at LPIA would be the passenger facility fees that currently apply.
Yeah. We're getting an interesting text here. Somebody says here, the problem we have here is hiring consultants to tell us what we want. We should save that money and hire people to do what we want. And what do you have to say to people who think like that we should have the vision that we want and hire people to execute that?
Okay, well, that's a fair question. We're hiring consultants not to tell us what we want, but to help us achieve what we want. We have a lot of expertise and talent in the Bahamas. And where we are not sufficiently advanced, in my opinion, is having aviation professionals who've actually worked previously in developing RFPs in the aviation sector, who have global experiences in floating RFPs on attracting international investors, etc. So we didn't hire consultants to tell us what we want. We're hiring consultants to use their network and their collective experiences to be able to guide the process that the Department of Aviation is stewarding on behalf of the government of the Bahamas. And if we had the expertise readily available, I would be the loudest advocate to let's hire a Bahamian consulting firm to do this. Mm-hmm. But we have companies around the world, this is all they do. Barbados has gone through the very same experience. The airports in Jamaica have gone through the very same experience. And they've also hired some of the same consultants we are working with today. And the idea is using our local and homegrown knowledge and experience and intelligence to partner along with the consultants and learn from them. And hopefully during the next iteration of whatever we do, a Bahamian company or Bahamians will be able to lead the process. But right now we are in the development or the learning stage. And that's why we had to resort to international consultants with experience in this sector to work with us.
Yeah. Well, one more question about Grand Bahama. Okay, so we understand the terminal would need to be raised, but what about the runways there? We know there's so much significant flooding on the northern end of the island that would impact the runways. Is there anything that can be done there? And what would that entail?
Grand Bahama Airport has the longest runway in our network of airports. I think it's 13,000+ feet of the airport runway. Right before the government bought the airport in June of this year, the Hutchison Group invested nearly $2 million in refurbishing that runway. We don't intend to elevate the runway. What we found is that the runway there has been very resilient, particularly during Dorian. When the water dried, the runway was usable almost immediately. And yes, the runway is low-lying, but we just don't have the capital or the resources to be able to elevate that runway. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure elevating the runway is going to change the flooding problem we have in Grand Bahama. Mm-hmm. We also explore the opportunity of whether we should relocate the airport. But if we have another monster storm at Dorian, I don't know where we could relocate it in Grand Bahama, where the runway would not flood. But the good news, though, Dwight, is that when the runway subsided, the runway was immediately usable. And that we found was the experience in most of our runways here in Nassau. So flooding is a problem, but it's not a problem we could run away from.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about those other islands in the second group that you mentioned there. We are talking with Algernon Cargill and Italia Cartwright with the Department of Aviation. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
You invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAL, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do for you. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Girl, Junior just showed me Bella Boy in his phone.
What you mean? He take picture of that good-for-nothing boy?
Shh, you don't want Bella here. You say that. You know she always say that's my good child.
So what he doing in Junior phone?
Oh, he there because the police looking for him. He on their wanted list.
Wanted persons in your phone now?
Yes, child. And when police want to find anybody quick, after something happen, they can send pictures direct to your phone. Go to Google Play or App Store and search for Crack Crime Bahamas. Then install and it will go straight to your phone.
There is also a section on missing persons?
Yes, girl. Everybody needs to get this app so police can tell us right away when these people go missing. Just like an alert system.
Yes, it has numbers for Crime Stoppers Bahamas, so you can call and nobody knows it's you. Call directly to Miami and give the information without giving your name or anything about you. I tried the other day, and when I hear Junior and his boys talking about where they hide those guns, I walk quick round the corner and call that number.
Calls 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Sand Dollar is our country's digital currency. At Cash and Go, clients can sign up for Sand Dollar or add their existing accounts to their Cash and Go mobile wallet. By simply pressing the Add Funds feature on the home screen, you can add your Sand Dollar account and pay anywhere Sand Dollar is accepted.
You can do it at Cash and Go. Pay all your bills and your money from Cash and Go. Top up your minutes. Cash and Go. Pay insurance at Cash and Go. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's at Cash and Go.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Clearing Banks Association President Kenneth Brathwaite saying he believes local banks will start to turn a corner by the third quarter of 2021 after significant losses in 2020 due to increased provisions for loan impairments and rising arrears. Banks wrote off more than $28 million in delinquent loans in the first quarter of 2021, while loan arrears increased by nearly $23 million, or 3%. The quarterly performance comes a year after local banks registered almost $60 in losses in 2020. Brathwaite says looking at the financial records of all the banks, the one thing that jumps out is the increase of provisions for loan impairment. The Central Bank of the Bahamas revealed that amount increased 81%, or $32.9 million in 2020. Almost half of the cruise passengers who disembarked Royal Caribbean International's inaugural homeporting voyage from New Providence following the completion of their cruise spent an extra night on the island. That's according to Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar, who touted yesterday the immediate advantages homeporting is already bringing to the country. Speaking to the media, de Aguilar explained that while the homeporting initiative is temporary, it will provide positive outcomes for the few months that both Royal Caribbean and Crystal Cruises will use Nassau as their port of departure, including more time in the country than typical cruise passengers. Cruise line resumption from U.S. ports is off to a rough start, with Disney Cruise Line having to postpone its test cruise because of inconclusive COVID-19 test results. This comes as Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, a cruise line that sails exclusively to the Bahamas, delayed its test cruise after one of its vaccinated crew members tested positive for COVID-19. U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention requiring that cruise lines conduct test cruises with only volunteer passengers in order to ensure their COVID-19 safety protocols are robust. In Disney's case, the inconclusive results were enough to delay the test sailing. Royal Caribbean International revealed in a press statement yesterday that its Freedom of the Seas vessel has received the CDC's conditional sailing certificate and will set sail with revenue. And taxi cab drivers are now making almost as much daily income as they did prior to the tourism sector shutdown. According to the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union President Wesley Ferguson, he says that the recent recent increase in visitor arrivals month over month, along with home porting, currently in place with the Royal Caribbean, has significantly benefited taxi drivers. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX. From Tuesday, your market movers: Doctors Hospital moving 200 shares, closing unchanged at $7.75. FAMGuard moving 2,000, up 54 cents to $9.55. Focall moving 1,200, down 5 cents to $3.70. BGR 1211386, moving 2,500. Consolidated Water 8 cents, down, closing at $2.44. Emira Incorporated up 3 cents, closing at $11.26. The BISX All Share Index closing at 1,987.28, up 0.16. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Time is on slipping into the future. Time is on slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I wanna fly right into the future. I wanna feed the babies who can't get enough to eat. Wanna shoot the children.
We're back here with Morning Blend Business Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Chester Robards. We are talking about Family Island airports with the Director of the Department of Aviation, Algernon Cargill, and the Director of Aviation Policy, Italia Cartwright. All right, so we've been talking about Bundle 1. That was Grand Bahama International Airport. Let's talk more about Bundle 2. What were you hoping to see there? What are the objectives there? Any specific goals that are in mind? And what a successful bidder might possibly present, or what you're hoping they would present. What can you tell us in that regard?
Thank you, Dwight. Bundle 2 includes several Family Island airports, as I mentioned. These airports, some are already under development, and some will be developed. And we actually want to find the right partner to work with the Chicago and the Bahamas to develop these airports and run them as profit centers. And when I say profit centers, I mentioned earlier that the majority of these airports do not now attract any passenger facility fees or similar fees at the airport. So we have already signed a contract with Wolseley Construction Company, a Bahamian company, to build a new facility at the Exuma International Airport. We also undertaking a very similar project at the North Eleuthera Airport. These are the two busiest airports in our inventory. And I mentioned the airport in Great Harbour Key is currently under development. The airport in Marsh Harbour was developed. It was damaged. It was built very well by FES Construction Company. That the damages there were not too significant as some of the other structures in Abaco. And we are about to award a contract to build a new facility in Deadman's Key, Long Island. That airport is a part of Bundle 2 also. And the San Salvador International Airport was recently developed, and that also forms a part of Bundle 2. This idea of a PPP is not a novel or new idea in that the government already has a partner to operate and manage the Linden Pilling International Airport. And what we're doing is more or less exactly the same thing, finding a partner to work with the government to operate these airports as independent businesses. But the partners will come to the table with a rebuild, redevelop, improve, etc., these family island airports, because we don't want our visitors to have the impression that the terminal for a high-end destination is simply a shack at the end of the runway. Also, we want to ensure that we have facilities where visitors can be relaxed, they can be comfortable, and they can have a positive first and last impression of the Bahamian Islands.
Okay, so I'm just wondering here. So if it's one company, do we run the risk where all of these airports on different islands will, which they do at the moment, kind of look the same, and where the airport won't be a reflection of the identity of that island, likely to see that individuality if we do it in this manner? Are you requesting, are you hoping that that is a part of what we see from the bidders? Should we be concerned about that?
Not at all. I'll tell you why. In Bundle 2, for example, the airport in Exuma is already designed. Construction is about to start. The airport at Great Albuquerque is already started. The airport in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, is already built. The airport at Deadman's Key is already designed. So what we have already is the structures already designed or built. Going forward, the partners will operate and manage these airports, and any other capital required for major improvements or upgrades, the partners will bring these capital to the table. The benefit of having one company is we're going to have a consistent management structure across the airports in Bundle 2 or Bundle 1, and hopefully they will have benefit from economies of scale, synergies, best practices, etc., across the airports in Bundle 2. And the primary reason why, which we didn't elaborate on during the market briefing, why some airports in Bundle 2 we're not going to allow them to be separated, is because there's obviously some cash cows in Bundle 2 and some airports that are developing. So if we, for example, allow potential investors to say, I want airports A, B, C, and D, and leave E and F, E and F may not stand on its own independently. So in terms of a proper business model, all of the airports through one common operator will be able to benefit from the airports.
How do there are some FBOs like really close to the other terminals. How do they kind of work in the mix here?
That's a great question, Chester. The FBOs will continue to operate separately because the FBOs attract a different clientele. The FBOs attract the private jets, etc. And these customers that travel by private jets, they don't want to fly or intermingle in the commercial route. So we have an FBO under redevelopment now in Exuma. That FBO is being rebuilt, Odyssey Aviation. Also, there's a FBO in Northern Luther. We're not disturbing that FBO, White Crown. And hopefully the FBOs are rebuilt in Marshall, Abaco. And the completely different clientele than the customers like you and me that travel commercial. They don't want to be a part of the general aviation or the commercial crowd. They want to have their own private experience traveling by an FBO. And there is actually a niche in some of our islands for FBOs, and that has been recommended to the Department of Aviation by the Stantec Group. Some of our airports, we should look at developing as FBOs with a flair of general aviation or commercial traffic, but build them like an FBO, and you'll be able to attract a completely different group of clientele.
All right. And for our listeners who aren't familiar, FBO, fixed base operator.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A common example would be jet aviation here in Nassau,
Yep.
or Odyssey Aviation. They are airport terminals that attract the private jets.
Right. All right. So they're asking about Long Island Airport. What's happening there? If you can give an update on where things stand with that.
Yeah. Well, the government of Bahamas, through the cabinet, has already approved the development of the airport in Long Island. The terminal building, I believe, is 18,000 square feet. The runway is 6,500 feet long, and that airport is being developed to attract international regional jets. For example, direct flights from United States or even Canada, the regional jet flights that can normally hold 100 passengers. That's the design aircraft for that airport. The total cost of the project in Long Island, speaking from memory, I believe is going to be in the $20+ million. The airport in Devon's Key. The tenders process is completed, and the tenders will be evaluated soon by a committee headed by the Ministry of Public Works, and we hope to be able to award a contract and break ground very soon for the airport in Devon's Key. That airport is critical to the development of a tourism product in Long Island, and we're happy to provide this airport to Long Island. And I can only reaffirm the government's commitment as expressed in the House of Assembly during the budget debate this year and last year, as well as the fact that the financing is already being secured for the construction of the new airport in Devon's Key.
All right. We have a text here asking about landing fees at some of the airports around the country, pointing to one that is, how much say does the department have in this? Can you regulate that? What is the policy at this point?
That's a great question. We've actually found that we find that there are 1 or 2 private airstrips in the Bahamas that would have received approval from the investment authority, and the landing fees at all airports should be approved by the government of Bahamas, regardless of whether or not they are private or public. And we've actually reached out to those operators and reminded them that the government of Bahamas has the ultimate authority in regulating landing fees, and that the fees that we are aware that they're charging fall outside of the approval that we've granted. So we are aware of that, and there were 2 airstrips that has attracted our attention, and we will that the practices that existed do not repeat themselves in the short term.
In general, what are the fees like? What is there a standard number? What are they like?
I don't have the fees with me. I'm not an expert in the landing fees, but when we did our survey and recommendations, the fees are competitively compared to the fees regionally, as well as what we currently have here at LPIA and the Grand Baham International Airport. I don't have the fees, but I think it depends on the weight of the aircraft, the size of the aircraft, etc.
Okay.
And because there obviously the landing fees exist because the airport runways and aprons have to be maintained.
Right.
The landing fees are meant expressly for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give an update on the status of land acquisition? I know Eleuthera Airport was one of those airports where you were, I guess maybe having.
I'm not aware of any trouble.
Okay. There's my word.
Charlie Cartwright is also an attorney, and she's welcome to chime in. But I can tell you that the land acquisition, the way it starts is that government of the Bahamas obviously has the legal authority to acquire land for public good, for public development. And in North Eleuthera, the land is vested in the common from the 1800s. And we are quite aware of that. The government is not intending to at all dispute the fact that the land is vested in the commonage. What we are saying, though, is that the North Eleuthera Airport is being developed for the benefit of the public. And in order to develop this, we need, I think, 600 plus acres of land in order to develop the airport. So the government has saying to the commonage that this is what we need. We will follow the process as prescribed by the laws of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and we will be compulsory acquiring the land required for the redevelopment of the North Eleuthera Airport. Of course, with the acquisition, we are quite aware there's compensation that is due, and the government of Bahamas intends to follow the laws as specified in the Land Acquisition Act.
Okay.
We are aware that the commonage has a different perspective, but that matter is being handled exclusively by the Attorney General's office, and we're quite confident that as the government has acquired other land in the Commonwealth of Bahamas, there should pose to be no significant challenge in the redevelopment of the North Eleuthera Airport. And we've had several meetings with the commonage, so they're quite aware of the government's plans as well as the plans for the airport.
And is that unique to Eleuthera, or are you having?
No, we have the same in Long Island. The same in Long Island, Devon's Key, and the market there is cooperating with the government. They want the airport.
Right.
They said this is overdue, and they're embracing the opportunity of partnering with the government to ensure that the required land, even if it's a home or business, is provided for the redevelopment of the Long Island International Airport at Devon's Key.
Okay. This question here about Exuba, people are asking if they are able to see the proposed plans and so they can learn more about what is on tap.
Sure. We have an email account, P3, the letter P, the number 3, airports@bahamas.com. Send an email so that we can share the plans. The plans are matter of public interest. We have no hesitancy in sharing the elevations that have been developed by our architectural consultants, Alexu and Associates.
Okay.
So these are being shown in presentations we've done in Exuma. They've been shown in the House of Assembly, so I have no difficulty in providing the elevations to any person in the Bahamas who wants to see what their new airport will look like.
Oh, wonderful stuff.
We have a mural of this airport in the Department of Aviation, and we proudly display it on our walls there.
Excellent. All right, we're going to take a break, our final break. When we come back, we want to talk about timelines, what we're looking at, when we can start to see this, what deadlines you have for the PPPs, and when we can expect to joke about Family Island airports as being, as you said, sheds at the end of a runway. Oh, boy. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
You invest in your children, your home, and your community. But are you investing in your financial future? At CFAL, we specialize in investment management, retirement planning, mutual funds, and private wealth management. Our team of experts never stops helping you plan for tomorrow. Because tomorrow begins today. Call us at 502-7010 to see what our financial advisors can do for you. CFAL. Growing wealth for future generations.
Sand Dollar is our country's digital currency. At Cash and Go, clients can sign up for Sand Dollar or add their existing accounts to their Cash and Go mobile wallet. The Add Funds feature on the home screen. You can add your Sand Dollar account and pay anywhere Sand Dollar is accepted.
You can do it at Cash and Go. Pay all your bills at Cash and Go. Send your money from Cash and Go. Top up your minutes. Cash and Go. Pay insurance at Cash and Go. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's at Cash and Go.
Got your final look at weather for today, brought to you in part. Unstable conditions will continue across the country while high pressure maintains moderate to fresh winds over the islands. Boaters and residents should be alert for possible waterspout or tornado activity. Beachgoers in the central southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents, and localized flooding is possible during heavy rainfall events. Residents also being urged to remain hydrated and limit outdoor activities as they're expecting heat indices in the triple digits again today. For today, the forecast calls for partly mostly cloudy and hot conditions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms through tonight for the northwest and central Bahamas. And for the southeast Bahamas, partly mostly sunny, hot, and breezy with a chance of a few passing showers. In storms, showers can be heavy and thunderstorms can be strong to severe at times. Temperatures getting up to around 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, with the heat index around 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to 74 Fahrenheit. In your extended outlook, lingering moisture will keep rain chances elevated, while building high pressure will maintain breezy to windy conditions across the country over the next few days. So for tomorrow, Thursday, mostly cloudy and a bit breezy, widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Friday, mostly cloudy to overcast, widespread showers and thunderstorms, some becoming heavy to severe at times. We're watching the tropics, one area especially, a broad area of low pressure located midway between the west coast of Africa and the Windward Islands, showing signs of organization. A tropical depression could form during the next several days as it moves westwards. Interests in the Windward and Leeward Islands need to be watching this, but also the Bahamas. In the longer term, the system could develop. It has a 70% chance of development into a cyclone over the next 5 days. We're also watching disorganized showers and thunderstorms associated with the tropical wave a few hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles, showing about a 10% chance of development over the weather check, brought to you in part by Cash and Go. The Cash and Go mobile wallet is safe, secure, and easy to use. Try it today. Love Cash and Go. And we are back here with Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong along with Chester Robards talking with Algernon Cargill and Natalia Cartwright with the Department of Aviation. Getting a question in here. I know you talked about it earlier when we talked about Grand Bahama International Airport and relocating it, but it did come up over the last few months about relocating it to, West End. Was that ever seriously considered? I know that it's a big distance from Freeport, but was that ever considered at all?
No. The major cost on the airport is the runway. For example, at the Exuma International Airport, that runway is going to cost north of $30 million. And the runway the runway we have now in Grand Bahama is approximately 1.5 times the length of the runway in Exuma. So that runway is well maintained, and that's an extra $60 million we do not need to spend. But we have a functioning runway. It's withstood Dorian and other storms in the past, and we are not looking at relocating that airport. When we build a terminal building, the mandate will be to build it back elevated to withstand, etc. Of course, with Dorian, we never knew you experience a storm with winds over 200 plus miles an hour. So we hopefully want to build it resilient to be able to withstand these monster storms, but we never know. And we don't plan to relocate that airport to West End.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the deadlines, timelines for bidders. Bundle 1, Grand Bahama. What do they need to keep in mind? What are we looking at?
Well, the RFP will be issued during the third quarter this year, which is another couple of months. The Department of Aviation, we're currently working to develop the RFP. It's going to be quite an expansive bundle. And we hope to award a contract for bundles 1 and bundle 2 by the end of the fourth quarter, and be able to announce our partners very early in 2022.
Going to be happening very soon. So
this process We've been working on this process, Fred Donaldson and I, and Natalia, and the entire team at the Department of Aviation, Dudley Pratt, Denise Smith. We've been working on this for a long time. Bridget Alton is another person she's an attorney in our office. And we've been working on this, and we reached the point where we needed consultants to work alongside us to expedite and streamline the process. And it became even more apparent when we started to receive a lot of unsolicited interest in partnering with the government of the Bahamas. And these interests are coming from all over the world, Dwight and Chester.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are there any Bahamians, Bahamian groups?
For example, there are a group of Bahamians who've expressed an interest in all of the bundles, in both bundles.
Nice.
Wow. Because we are committed to having an open and transparent process. Instead of negotiating with one vendor or one particular partner, we want to go an RFP and attract the very best offer for the government of the Bahamas. But what I was about to say was that during our market briefing on Monday, we had 44 persons from the province sign on, 14 from Florida, 11 from Toronto, 7 from Freeport, 5 from Ottawa, 5 from London, 4 from Chicago, 4 from Boston, 3 from Dublin, 3 from Texas, 2 from Singapore, 2 from Paris, 2 from Madrid, Spain. So this gives you an idea of international appeal in the Bahamas and the heightened interest in partnering with the Department of Aviation / government of the Bahamas in executing this PPP process.
Okay, that is very, very interesting. All right, well, one more time, that website that you said people can go to check out.
Email.
Your email, yes.
Email, the letter P, the number 3, airports at bahamas.com.
Okay.
And it's by our aviation policy unit in the Department of Aviation. They will respond promptly to all inquiries received.
Okay.
For example, if a person did not attend the market briefing, we have no problem in sharing the presentation with them also.
Okay, that is good stuff to know. Algernon Cargill, thank you so much. Italia Carr, I didn't get to hear much from you today. Hopefully we can have you back and talk with you as well. But thank you both for being with us this morning. Great information. And we hope people are paying attention to this. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
And anytime. And Chester, next week.
Next week.
All right. Have a great one. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green. That's coming up next. And we'll be back with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business tomorrow morning right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Wake up. It's